Welcome back, everyone, to another fantastical episode of the Red Wagon Inn. We are joined by the lovely Serenity, the other half of MoonbeamMenagerie tonight. So everyone give a fantastically warm welcome to such an important guest, as it is the other half. I don't say better half, but both halves are here now as we do things. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, Serenity. It's going to be awesome having you on the stream.
So happy to be here.
So, Serenity, we normally make everybody else do intros for themselves. Can you give us an intro for you and what you do? Who are you? How's your life going?
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I'm Serenity. I'm the other half of MoonbeamMenagerie to the wonderful Jackie. I design half of our dice, and by day, I'm a data management analyst. So it's really exciting to be
So
here.
a nerd. We've got a nerd here.
Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. Loving the goggles, by the way. Absolutely on point. Now, we are in this. We've been doing this for a hot minute now. So if you haven't caught up with things, check them out. They're on my YouTube. We have a playlist for the Red Wagon Inn. This is episode 7 now. They haven't kicked us off and banned us from Twitch yet, but we're working on it. So if you haven't caught up yet, please do so on Twitch. So I'm going to get a few pieces of art ready to go. We've got some amazing giveaways from both of the MoonbeamMenagerie ladies tonight, which are looking mighty fine. Those dice are absolutely primo, and we just got some good new names in for them, so I'm excited for that one. As I get those up, does anybody have anything that they want to talk on tonight before I get started into the art? Any projects anybody's working on, anything like that?
I just want to point out that all the girls, we did not coordinate this. We have Sailor Moon shirts on tonight, so it was cool. That's it.
Complete accident. We just must have been on the same moon link.
And all the boys, complete accident, don't have one on.
Oh.
That also not planned. You know, next week all the boys are going to shave their head. Right, Drew? Right, Alex? We're going to shave our heads? I'll do it.
I mean, I'll do it. I've done worse.
I'll do half with you.
Okay, cool. Solidarity. I like it. Right. So let's talk about some of the art that we got last time, because we have quite a bit of art, and some of them are just, ooh, they're spicy. So first up, we have a piece of art from Local Heretic, which is a swoonin' version of Xenia, our lioness cleric, swooning over a particular character. I just love it. We also have something from Origami, which is a dice with the penguin in the top hat, Penguin McCool. And so this dice is being made currently, as far as I know. And so once those exist, those have to be part of a giveaway at some point. We'll make that happen. Origami, or Todd, I think as it is. I'm not sure if I ever say your name right. We definitely got to get those going. As well as something by Babodalgate, which is Fabiork in his mighty swooning face there.
So good.
His name is no longer important, as far as I have been told by my friends. This is just now Fabiork. So Fabiork it is. We also have something from Fire of Shadows, which is more Penguin McCool fan art, who has to have the most fan art going for him by now at this point, and I'm here for it. Don't you dare put me back in this damn hat. And then we have the hat on Xenia here. This one is done by our official artist, Safi-chan, because Safi-chan is absolutely awesome. And now, if you're ever wearing this hat, I need to have this ready to go to just pop up on screen. We have another piece of art here, which is Summer and Penguin McCool from Safi, and it's just so dang cute. Absolutely
I love it.
I
love
know.
it.
How do I turn that into a phone wallpaper?
Oh.
And it's actually
Okay.
a full hand coloured as well. So
Really?
Drew, Saf, and I were thinking about how do we make this a giveaway on one of the streams as well.
Oh, yeah, we should
The
definitely
actual
do
original
that.
piece.
How do
That
I
would be so
enter?
cool.
Yeah. I think we're allowed to enter this one as well.
Rybo wife enters. It's definitely my wife, not me asking her to.
Oh yeah, Dean.
No. 7 different Rybo family members enter.
Yeah,
I see
absolutely.
what's going on here, Ryan.
My mom is actually, because she always watches, she's actually driving right now and going to be driving for a few hours. So she's like, I'm going to be listening, but I can't, comment back in the chat, tell people not to miss me. And if somebody says anything mean to you, make fun of them for me. She's so sweet. It's amazing.
Is that your mum voice?
That's my mom's voice. Yep. It's iconic. I can do it exactly the same. But then finally, the piece de resistance bit of art, we have Robert and Atta, the scene from
Oh, I
last
love
time.
it so much.
I know, it's just so good. Where Robert was sitting on the beach and in the inn with Atta and just having a good time, and it's my favorite thing in the world. But this has two meanings, because it's not only a cute scene with Robert and Atta. Robert has art now, and so I've made a token for Robert with his face in it, as he is as much a part of this group as anybody else.
Woohoo!
Fantastic. And I also have two other bits of announcements, which people have seen before, but I hadn't been able to show. In this game, we do points of inspiration, just like other D&D points do, but we also have something fun called a GFY point, or a go fuck yourself point, which is the opposite of an inspiration. If you do too many things outside of character, or too many puns all at once, I'm looking at you, Alex, and Chad is looking at me. We have two new notifications that were made, which is the inspiration notification, D20, that will pop up if somebody gets an inspiration, but the far more important, the go fuck yourself notification, which will pop up if anybody
It's
gets
so
one of
good.
those. Does anybody remember who made those in the Discord?
It was
Bobo.
Bobo.
Oh, was it Bobo?
Bobo, yeah.
Dude, he makes so much stuff. He actually sent me a package,
Hold on,
which I would
Ryan,
show you.
can
if
you
I
reduce
but-
his GFYs for making those?
Yeah, you know what?
Aw.
Clean,
1H.
clean slate, Babodal Gay. You
Don't worry, he'll have
For making
5
all
by
those-
the end of the session.
And I got your package that you got in. I'm going to show it off on Twitter later. He sent me some amazing stuff, and it's just awesome. And I can't wait to show it later.
Bobo, Bobo and I are having a competition, so you just wiped his score. It's great.
Oh, really? Oh, were you trying to get the highest? Oh, man. Of course, I messed it all up. Whoops.
You
Feel the power.
sneaky snake.
You'll just have to earn some more, I guess. Right, and let's also talk on giveaways, and for some reason they weren't saved on here before, so I'm going to throw them up. We have the two giveaways from the lovely MoonbeamMenagerie ladies here. First off, as I'm putting it in here at the same time, ignore my having to redo things and the giant size. Oh my gosh, which one do we have up first, Bree?
I believe it's this one. Is this the one that's the trinkets?
Yes, it is.
Amazing.
Fantastic. We have the one on the right, which will be going up first, and then the second one, which is this cotton candy unicorn dream. I don't know the name of it, but I love it.
That sounds great. Cotton candy unicorn dream.
I've dubbed that one Tink's Treats in honor of the character I'm going to play tonight.
Ooh, Tink Streets. As good as Cotton Candy Unicorn Dream, I would say. On par. Right, fantastic. Well, one last note. Drew, tell them who we're playing for.
Tonight, we're playing for the Lebanese Red Cross. As you can see, the little logo over there. We're trying to help out the people of Beirut. And so there will be a link provided to you by the bots tonight. Go ahead and donate. I know we all have, so let's help them out.
Fantastic. Playing for a good cause, playing with good friends, and I think we're all ready to get into it. Does anybody have anything else that we want to add?
I'm ready.
Fantastic. I hope that you
Wait,
are
actually,
ready.
one
Oh,
thing. Chat, how do I sound? Am I loud enough for you? I clicked some buttons and did some things. How do I sound, chat?
did I was looking for the first reply and I saw snarf monkeys and I
Snarf
don't think that
monkey.
was the reply that you
Hey,
were
it
looking
says good. Yay!
Yay, cool.
Did something right.
Fantastic. I will bump everybody's audio except mine up a little higher because I think I generally sound a little louder than everybody. So we should be all good then. Fantastic. Everybody grab a drink, pull up a chair, and come hang out with us at the Red Wagon Inn, and let's get started with this week's episode. Where we last left off, I'm going to need some rolls to see who's going to retell the story. We're not looking for
I'm
a
happy to
5-episode
take a
recap.
natural one.
Oh, no. We're rolling on this one. You can't be taking them anymore.
Okay.
A
Where's
4.
that bad
Oh,
dice?
a 20. Sorry, it looked
Ooh.
like a 4. 11 from me.
I got a
Oh.
12.
12.
10 from me.
10.
I got a 17.
Oh, you get it anyway, Salt.
Dun, dun, dun. On a 10. That's insane. You guys
Right?
are rolling really well. Alrighty. Crikey, mates. What a day it was last time, right? We had cracked the case. Charlie over there was the ringleader. A man. No, a shell of a man. Who once he was a man, but now was motivated by more than just one man. True mistresses of greed. Anyway, mate, like we'd saved the town, did some investigating, which included a very ancient technique that team showed us called finger foo. We then headed downstairs, taking a bunch of people out onto some journeys of conversation to find out, that, would you believe it? Porridge Con, the meetup, was happening downstairs. People traveling for miles and miles to talk about their favorite porridge. It was insanity. And good porridge. Well, then, we talked to the authorities, explaining how good we are, and, a few times talking about how we successfully saved the whole entire town. And then it was kind of like, time to head off to the Red Wagon Inn. Roll credits, if you know what I mean. Well, we get to Red Wagon Inn, and we get to meet what an orc, what an orc, what an orc, what a mighty good orc. That's right, Fabby orc. Xenia loses her tongue and potentially something else. Robert and team enjoy a stroll on the beach. Summer and Salt, well, do Summer and Salt things, like run a betting ring on a fight between a dwarf and a Goliath. Amazing. If you weren't there, you didn't lose any money. And then we ended up, deciding to go save a falling star from a dragon. And you're all summed up.
Oh man, I don't know which of the two to give you purely on Porridge Con. Anybody coming into this brand new is like, can you clarify Porridge Con for me?
By now, Ryan, the people should know about better porridge.
They
It's on them.
absolutely should. Fair enough. Right. You know what? You haven't gotten one in a while. It's got to feel good to get one every now and again. How about we give you a point of inspiration there, Alex? Ba-ba-bum.
I'll take it.
Woo.
First notification. I need a sound that goes with it, but I don't know how to make a sound come up whenever an image
I got you.
happens. So
We can
yeah,
help you with that.
Drew, if you could. I think you broke
Nope.
your mic
And then
with
now
the
we
sound.
have it saved.
Nope. you're the only person that got that, Drew. Audio cut out.
Make a little bit.
Oh man, wonderful. Right, as was said before, we left off with Fabiork recently rebuffing Team, as Team was supposed to go in and get a key and get up to his room, but he decided to charge Team 5 gold, though Xenia thought he wasn't going to be charged anything, as she was asking specifically for it to be a key left over for his friend. However, Fabiork, as it were, only really gives the free rooms to the ladies, and so Team, you showed up and there was no free room. He asked for 5 gold, and you only have 5 gold on hand, and so there wasn't much to do. As Team,
I
you
could have
went.
been a lady. He didn't know that. I'm
That-
just
Yeah, how
a
does he know?
skeleton.
If anything, you're
Yeah.
so slender. You're looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not looking thick, and that's what he likes, so what can you do? Right, Team, you retired back to Slip's forge there and asked if he wouldn't mind you staying and parking it there for the night, and he said no problem, just watch his stuff, and we'll call that good, right? With that, before we continue on for the day, I know the rat folk were up in their room looking through their various treasures. Xenia had already gone to bed for the night. Is there anything else anybody needs to be doing before we move on to the next day?
Would you perchance say that Slip finished what I needed him to?
He absolutely does by the time the next morning rolls around. So,
Cool.
if there's anything else you need to do tonight, though.
Nope.
Fantastic. Right. So then, if there's nothing else, everyone has a generous night's sleep. You all get your full rest, your hit die back, spell slots, etc. It is a restful night's sleep. The Red Wagon inns, especially those outside of the dingy part of Oasis where you were previously staying, have very, very comfy beds. It's a business that makes a lot of money, and so they can afford things like that. The beds here specifically are made of stone and actual wool and cotton rather than just straight hay. It is a solid night's sleep, and you can't wait to try and earn your membership here within the Adventurers Guild so that you can continue to stay here for free. Though, Xenia, again, you don't think you'll ever have to pay if you're here. Team, you're very excited about this membership for that reason. Though you don't have to sleep much, you do still like to rest your old bones. Literally, not figuratively. Team, you're the first to awaken, and you're awoken by the sounds of a clanging hammer and the heat of the forge. You are currently staying inside this small little wooden shack where Slip capes all his materials. You just kind of entered a zoned out kind of state where throughout the night you just were more looking at Atta, who both of you essentially know how to just blank your mind to where time passes before hearing that king, 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 the classic hammer and anvil of a forge outside. You recognize that Slip must have come home, but in his effort to try not to wake you up in this shack or cupboard, was kind of thrown under the bus by the fact that he's forging right outside this shack and cupboard, so you were going to wake up either way. But you are the first to wake up.
Good morning, Atta. How are you today? My little man.
He snarls back for nobody to hear, however. You hear,
Hey, oh, is it morning already? Oh my gosh. I think I overslept, but I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing well, my friend. Sleeping on the floor is not that bad for your back, apparently.
Oh, I would never know. I just always sleep in a rib cage, yours. So, you know.
That's true. That's true. This is beautiful. Shall we go see what Slip is up to?
After you, master.
however, Slip knocks on the door. Are you okay in there, man? I hear some horrible noises.
Oh, it is just Atta talking. Do not worry about it. How are you? Good morning.
He opens the door, seeing Atta run back out. God. It's only been a day. Sorry, I forget about those things. I'm doing good. How are you this morning?
I'm doing fantastic. As I pat him on the shoulder, I cast Prestidigitation to clean him up.
Oh, you know, soot is just kind of the name of the game here, but I do appreciate a clean apron every now and again.
Hey, friends have been friends. What can I say?
I got your gift here, all packaged up. I can do more for you later, like you asked, but I'm gonna need coin for anything else. As he holds it in what is the equivalent of a burlap little sack for you.
I have 5 gold to my name, and name your price.
If you're trying to get some, you talked about creating some boots for Robert, but anything that's more structurally sound than just leather boots, like actual plate or chain boots or even armor, is just going to cost more than 5 gold. I'm sorry, buddy.
Oh, it is quite all right. You keep it here. I will come back, and me and Atta will go figure out some coin.
No problem. I'm not trying to swindle you, obviously. You helped me out, but I just can't lose money like that. But here's your sack, and as well, I finished the surprise lock that's got the glitter in it that Salt and Summer asked for.
Yes, I will bring it to him.
Do not put a key in this. Don't use this as an actual lock. This should definitely just be for tricks and show. You get that, right?
Not put key in lock. Got
Right.
it.
I didn't. There's not even one included. You have to go out of your way to make this happen. But I don't know. Salt does things. I think so.
This
He
is true. I will tell him.
hands over the lock to you, as well as your package that you have been secretly working with Slip to get created.
Thank you again. I will be back with more coin for you.
Sounds good. I'll be here, but
Yeah.
have a good one. And
no,
you
you do
too,
the
little
same.
guy. As he leans down to pet Atta, he kind of, he moves his hand back as you hear Atta say, like,
You're one of my favorites.
as he pets him down there. Right. Oh, sorry. What am I apparently missing? But Bodolgay said something. When there's a voice to do, really Kermit's. Oh, God. Yeah. All right. He's back to a GFY point. Good for him.
I knew it wouldn't take too long.
There we go. Fantastic. Right. Team, you being kind of an early riser, since you don't really have to have much sleep at all, it's off to the Red Wagon Inn for you now that you have your goods and you know that your friends want to get a jump start on this new quest that you've taken off the board, trying to collect a fallen star from the Green Dragon to the north. Probably better to get going
Atta,
sooner
let's
rather
go.
than later. Atta,
Okay, let's go get him.
as you two begin heading off towards the Red Wagon. It's barely sunrise at this point. Slip, obviously a smith, has to kind of work starting early in the morning and go pretty late into the night. So it kind of started you off before most of the rest of the town is up and going. However, as you're going towards the Red Wagon Inn, there are several smaller boats on the dock that's nearby, near the small kind of lighthouse, and fishermen are kind of pushing off and ready to go for the morning. There's actually a larger sailor's ship there as well. No identifying sails or anything like that, but you can tell that this port is used for more than just small fishermen. It seems that they transport cargo from one place to another here as well. Something to note. As you begin to walk further in, go on into the Red Wagon Inn as you see somebody new behind the counter, not the same Fabiork from last night. It's just a young woman who is kind of long, curly blonde hair tied up into a ponytail, who seems to be kind of cleaning up some of the dishes and some of the leftover sick from the night before of partying and work that's going on. Are you
Good
wanting to do
morning.
anything here or heading up to get your companions?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Sugar. How about you?
I am doing fantastic. I have questions for you, though. I have friends who stayed here. I have two that are rat folk, one that looks like a lion, and then one that looks like me if he had skin.
Right, you know, it's a bit hard to picture you with skin, honey, but I do recognize the other names that you're talking about. There's plenty of dragonborns that are here in the inn. But the lioness, yeah, I think she passed out on the 3rd floor up there, 2nd floor, I can't remember. Just knock on the doors. It's not really a problem.
Okay, sounds good to me. Team's just gonna go start upstairs and knocking on every door he passes.
You can tell that Shemore is a little less reserved in her politeness, being that she's just telling you to knock on all the doors. You have no idea where they are. You're going to disrupt many people's sleeps. However, that's what she told you to do. As you're going down the hallways, starting on the 2nd floor, you begin knocking on a few doors. You wait for a while before you start hearing some heavy footsteps, and you think, my lioness friend coming to the door. Before opens up the Goliath from the night before with the broken and crooked nose from the headbutt before, who leans out. Before, quickly, you're just, I'm sorry, and close the door.
So sorry. Wrong room.
Scenes like this continue until you get to the very end of the hallway. You do this about 7 times. It's very embarrassing, however, it is what it is. It's what she told you to do. Before you knock on one door, which appears to be Zinnia's door. Zinnia, you're awoken through a loud clacking on your door.
It's time
So-
to wakey. Hello.
You hear muffled through the door.
It's like the most comfortable bed I've felt in a while, right? So I'm just like,
Oh, absolutely.
coming. Just like groggily get out of bed, try to fix my fur, fix my ears back in place, and open the door.
You quickly do like a reverse Simba's mother type thing where she's like grooming his hair, except you just kind of with your own push it back. It makes sense. You are feline. That's what you would do. As you open the door, team, you see your companion there waiting, looking far more well rested than you.
Perfect. Good morning, Zinnia. It looks like
Morning.
that bed was comfortable.
Yeah, how was yours?
It was good.
Great. You kind of smell like slip.
Yes, we stopped by. But fun times, we have to go wake up the rest. I have gifts. Well, a gift. But it's not
Okay.
for you, I'm sorry.
No worries. All right, let's wait. Grab my shield, grab my spear, just in case. All right, let's go.
Dawn it over before you start walking out. Zinnia, you know where Summer and Salt are currently sleeping as Team walks over to the door next door, which is not their door, and is about to knock.
Wait. What are you doing?
The woman downstairs, she told me to knock on all the doors.
No, that's a little bit rude.
That makes sense. I was wondering why I was getting so many angry people at doors.
Yeah, it's a little early for that too. No, they're this way, and I'll take them to the correct door.
You walk on over. It's right across the hall from you. You're at the very end. There's only a few doors down here. However, Salt and Summer, same thing. You're rattled awake quickly by the sound of a rasping door. However, after yesterday's run-in with the law, you still aren't exactly sure who's at the door, so you wake at kind of a start.
Would I, because of my, I guess my evolution in level and taking that alertness feat, be ready for it?
Summer,
before
you
I knocked on
awake
the
at
door?
a start.
I hold Penguin close.
Hey,
I,
oh.
It's okay, bud. It's okay.
I jump up, grab the handle, and then pull it open.
As
Good morning.
Team you and Zinnia see the rat folk there, as well as Penguin McCool.
Pull the covers up over our heads and go, it's too early!
Yeah, she's right.
But we have an adventure. We can make some
Adventure?
money.
Let's go, sis. Put him back in the hat.
Oh, don't put me. You're gonna put me in the damn hat.
We're going on an adventure.
We gotta go to the hat, Peg. We gotta go to the hat.
Okay, pause. I thought you were yawning in real life. I was like, you can't be this bored.
Oh no.
If anything, you should get a point for fooling me. Yeah, take a point of
Committing.
inspiration. It's a solid commitment. Right, as Penguin McCool reluctantly, like putting on pants, goes over to the hat and says, just, yeah, try not to rattle around too much. No falling off no cliffs, as he kind of sunks down into the hat.
Picky, that one. Alright, so we get, what do we do? We a dragon? Are we fighting a dragon? Seems like a bad idea.
Finding a star, sis.
Right. Right.
From what I was
Star.
told, we have to go find the star, which is near a dragon's nest. But we do not necessarily have to fight a dragon.
Well, we are experts in not fighting things and just taking them. So it should be fine.
Sounds good.
Yes,
Yeah.
Should we-
archaeologists at the ready.
Should we find Robert and go have some breakfast?
Yeah. I'm down.
Great. As all four of you begin walking, trying to find where Robert is, knowing that he's up on the third floor, you get to the stairwell before down walks your black dragonborn friend, kind of adjusting his belt as you. Oh, sorry. Almost ran right into you. Good morning.
Does it look like he was alone last night?
Roll an insight.
Ooh.
That's not bad. +1, 19.
19. Robert looks like he had a solid night's rest, probably one that he has never had in his life, honestly. He doesn't appear to have had company in his room. However, he might have been as relaxed as if he had. He was just zonked out.
Good sleep, eh?
Gods, I didn't know they made beds that soft. We should really join this guild.
Yeah, we should definitely like opt for sleeping in the bed. That was a real good decision last night.
I mean, I'm still happy with the floor.
Either way, I'm not. I want the bed.
Yeah, you do, Robert. You cheeky little dragonborn.
Team. Porridge?
Porridge.
But of
Porridge.
course.
Porridge it
Porridge?
is.
As he
Porridge.
rushes down the stairs before turning the corner. Team, you had just walked up, and the only person was the kind of younger woman with the blonde hair kind of tied up into a ponytail. However, now she seems to be conversing with somebody else up at the bar. Serenity, might you want to describe what your character looks like to everyone?
Yeah, so Tinkzel Shortfuse is a gnome with big pink pigtails and most notably a pretty large warhammer.
It is solidly twice as big as she is. This is a warhammer for a human-sized character. However, for her gnome, she must have some incredible strength to be able to lift this thing. The warhammer itself has this kind of silver or chrome-like orb on the back of it. It is something interesting to be aware, at least. However, her attire alone is something of note. However, Tinkzel, you sitting at the bar talking to the matron at the front, she looks over and says, actually, I think that would be them now, sugar, coming down the stairs.
So with a huge sigh, Tinkzel turns to the party and eyes up each and every single one of you pretty judgmentally.
Hey, sis, she's our sized.
I told you
You're
might have some
good.
problems.
She is. That's the best size to be.
It is.
As this inn is currently quiet, as the groups look at each other and whisper amongst themselves, There's nothing except the sound of workhorses and boats shipping off for the morning to be heard outside, which are still at a hushed whisper, but no one is currently talking to each other.
All right. I look to Summer, nod, cup my hands, and give her a boost so she can somersault over there to introduce us.
As
I do so.
roll me in acrobatics. At advantage, because Salt's helping you.
Ooh. Okie dokie. 17.
17. Tinkzel, you're sitting on the bar as the innkeeper kind of leans over to you and says that, I told you you're in for a time. As suddenly this rat does a somersault over towards you and lands on the bar seat next to you, arm right up on the bar next, and you kind of startle and move back as the matron says, "Oh my lord!"
Ta-da!
Ta-da! From below.
As Salt runs up too. The rest of the group walks up and joins the more acrobatic of the 5 that are currently there at the bar with you now, Tinkzel.
I'm gonna like crawl around Tinkzel and kind of like examine her and look at her hair and be like, "Hello, small pink friend."
Hello. Nice to meet y'all.
It is fantastic to meet you. Are you part of the guild?
I am. I've been sent to, she almost says the word babysit. Keep an eye on you.
Just
Everyone-
one
Well,
or two.
Everybody roll
if
me
you
a
look at her with
perception.
2 eyes, it's going to be a lot easier than one.
Everyone save Tinkzel. Roll a perception.
17.
7.
15.
15. Those of you above a 15 notice a small bronze A on the outside of Tinkzel's armor and clothing. Very much the pin of the Adventurers Guild. Appears to be the bronze level on the side of it. But she appears to be a real official member.
Got one of those
Pretty.
pins.
So yeah, was that 1 eye or 2? How many eyes are you watching over this? Do you have a 3rd eye? I'd love to see a 3rd eye.
I don't have a 3rd eye yet, but I could work on it.
Yet? You have to tell me how to get a 3rd eye. That'd be amazing. I have a
sounds
second
like
tail
something
sometimes.
Real interesting. Like maybe an extra lens or something that you could bring down onto a goggle.
Wow.
Do you have any special talents? Because I mean, we're actually a circus troupe, so like I'm real good. I'm pretty good at like a bunch of stuff, but like performing and somersaulting and Salt, look, Salt, do a trick.
I just start juggling whatever I've got around the place, literally.
He takes
Right.
your silverware, Tinkzel, from your plate and begins tossing them up and around.
And
I end
then
up with a bone from team somewhere.
Somewhere.
him,
How did you get my rib?
no one can shoot a
That's
bow
a
and arrow
habit.
like him. Like he'll shoot an apple right off your head. And Zania, mate, you don't want to mess with her. Am I right, Zania? So what are you going to be bringing to the table?
Oh, well, I'm known around in the guild as a fixer. So I'm real good at fixing things. If
That's
you had a
good.
problem, I can usually find a solution. I don't promise that there won't be any extra problems afterwards, but the original problem will get fixed.
That's good. We
I
could
mean,
use a
that's
fixer.
reasonable.
Yeah.
We don't have a fixer.
We
So
have-
so you're gonna help us get the stars, right? The star, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I've been sent to do.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
bigger people's.
the matron, the innkeeper, kind of speaks up and says, "Yeah, just be careful out there. I hear the mountains are a tad dangerous even for bigger folk. No offense intended to the smaller ones here. I mean, Goliaths have a tough time in that mountain. Those drakes are, they're a touch angry. Just you want to watch yourself."
Oh, that's so sweet. We took on a giant god.
We did.
Did you now?
Yeah,
Yes, but we also took on a cliff too.
giant cliff. Oh,
That cliff.
Well, I'm sure one of those tales is riveting, and the other one you might have wished you had rivets on the end. But either way, you're not the first person to come in
That's
here and
the
try and swoon me
TFY.
saying you've killed a god. I think.
Oh, we didn't kill it. He just couldn't handle us.
Oh,
He was
Can you
scared.
imagine that?
He was so scared that he ran away.
well then. Did you really fight a god, or did you just run away? You see, I might be a little bit skeptical. You haven't proved yourself here, and I don't know. Tinkzel, just watch out for these ones, will you?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, use
you
both
know,
eyes.
I got stuck with them, so.
Just, if you all could, let my friend here come back in one piece.
I'd real appreciate it.
Well, if she
Oh,
comes
you're more of
back
a
in
one-piece
multiple-
kind of person. Got it.
Yeah.
Speaking
if
about
she
one,
comes-
please. Salt, can I have my rib back, please?
And it's already back.
As you.
Well, nice to have you on board, Tinkzel. We're just going to have some breakfast, but I don't know. Have you already eaten, team? Have you tried team's porridge?
I haven't.
Well, regardless if you've eaten or not, we should stay. You'll feel 10 times the again. I mean nothing of this. The height. I know this is a sensitive subject for gnomes. 10 times your normal strength, not size. It's the best porridge. It's better than any other porridge you might have ever tasted.
I'm excited to try it.
Fantastic.
What's your favorite flavor? Because he's pretty good at hitting them old taste buds. You know what I mean?
I get to choose a flavor? Oh, cool. How about strawberry and chocolate?
Hold on. Everybody roll me a quick
yourself as
perception.
And
11.
11, 10,
19.
18.
19, and 18. Zania and team, as Tinkzel mentions strawberry flavored porridge, Robert,
I know.
you kind of see him slink back a little bit and says,
Strawberry porridge. Huh? Team, maybe I'll have strawberry this morning as well, if you don't mind.
Buddy.
Can we go to the kitchen for a minute?
You. I didn't get your name. The bartender.
Colleen, nice to meet you. As she holds her hand out,
yes, I am
expecting
Tim.
like
Where is your
a
kitchen?
kiss-style handshake.
Yeah.
As you just
Gonna
leave
wipe
it,
off
yeah.
his hand a little bit.
She says-
"Sorry, germs. Where is your kitchen?"
The kitchen is in the back, but that's not your kitchen to go to.
Have you heard of the Porridge Man?
I have, and it sounds like a bit of smoke and mirrors to me. I could do the same, but you seem to be driving business over to the Black Birch rather than here, and so
I mean, we could take our business over there too. I mean, it's up to you.
by all means, if you don't complete this quest, I think you might have to.
I'll just let him go.
Fine for you, Tinkzel. Team,
Thank you.
head on back. You don't recall telling her your name, Team. Salt, you and Summer introduced yourself, but she seems to know your name, Team.
La-di-da. As I'm going back, I'm grabbing Robert and I'm giving him a side hug. I'm like, we are going to make the best porridge.
You both.
Strawberry, it will be delicious. You will honor him. Let's go.
Good. As you head on back to the back, there is a seemingly continuous pot of porridge, as it is the cheapest thing to make in Asterion, and so there's always porridge on at the inn. Team, you work your magic to begin changing the porridge to a strawberry chocolate flavor for Tinkzel.
Except for one.
Except for one, which will be
Except for one, which is going to remain regular porridge.
regular
But
porridge.
I'm going to personally bring that one back out.
Sounds good. As this now bubbling pot of strawberry chocolate porridge, it doesn't take you but a second because it's magic. As you run in, have done your swirling and begin pouring out slot bowls. Tinkzel, you are there with 2 rat folk and a Leonin next to your friend Carleen, who, even in death, very, very pushy. A silence fills the room before Team and
So what's
Robert
that
come
hammer
back
you've
out.
got behind you there? It's huge.
Yeah, so this is my fixin' hammer.
You're fixing hammer. How do you fix small things?
You know,
Yeah, I
that's
pull out
the
my
question.
small little hammer I got from
Usually just hit it lighter.
Huh. I
Do
never
you,
considered that.
do you fix faces with that hammer? Hey.
I've fixed a few faces with this hammer.
Yeah, you have. It's gonna be a good time.
I'm excited. I hope I didn't say anything too wrong.
Or too right.
What?
Uh,
What would you have said that was wrong? That's.
Oh, I don't know. Just the mood shifted when, you know.
Oh, yeah, his brother's dead.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Mm, doesn't. Yeah.
Killed by a god. I mean, can you
A
imagine
bit
it?
sad about. Yeah.
I'm real sorry about that.
Yeah.
It's
After he
alright.
ate his last bowl of porridge.
Yeah. It's like sometimes porridge is a happy food and sometimes it brings back sad memories, but it's just that kind of it just brings out emotion in a person. You'll know once you try the porridge.
But it's always porridge.
And it's always better.
Got it.
Better porridge.
At about that time, Team, you and Robert come out with the bowls. Team, you specifically have one bowl off to the side of regular taste that you bring to the groups and dole them out as everyone kind of joins up at the bar and not really seeing a need to go to a specific table as you're the only ones down here this morning currently. It's still very, very early, though some adventurers will come and go through. They're not really stopping for breakfast as you all kind of have your breakfast meal before you. Which one are you giving the regular porridge to? I think I have an idea.
No one. I look at the bartender again and I say, "You, favorite flavor? Tell me."
I'm a fan of the country gravy. Perhaps some
Just country
chicken fried
gravy, that's it.
steaks.
Okay, I can work with this. And slide the bowl.
As what once was just a large lump of flour that just did not get mixed in at all with this porridge, now feels like the crispiness and the taste of the chicken fried steak that, normally you would hate to bite into this bit of flour here. However, to her, as she leans over, she grabs a spoon and sits on the back. She says, I know what prestidigitation is. I've had it before. You're not the first one to do it here in the inn. However, credit where credit's due, sugar. This is mighty fine porridge.
Good. All right, he's gonna turn around and start talking to the rest of the group.
When Tink and the acrobats were talking, could I have looked at her to see what kind of Adventures League pin she had?
Yeah, absolutely. With time, since y'all have been talking, you can gain that information as well.
And what color was her pin?
Oh, I thought so. Yes, she has bronze pin.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No worries. Yeah, she has a bronze pin.
So while they were talking, I'm just in the back looking her up and down. Like I heard that judgmental comment, and I'm just gonna check her out, and then I'm gonna just take mental note of her.
Wait, are you talking about Carleen or Tinkzel?
Carleen.
Ah, Carleen. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Tinkzel. I was like, oh, we
Sorry.
said that. Summer, you are also muted, by the way. Okay. Yeah, Carleen, however, has
Don't need to hear
a
this.
silver pin.
Silver. Okay. All right. Fine.
Great. Yeah, so everyone begins having their breakfast for the morning, slowly kind of talking about what a general game plan is. Like, all right, what is this? Talks about the dragons to the north, etc. as y'all are conversing.
What's a star look like?
Well, I don't think we can see one now.
Robert takes you over to a window as it is now light out.
I mean, they're kind of little, right? So how do you find a little star?
Maybe they are out. I never noticed, but I've never seen one during the day.
No. Will they
They're
still
like
twinkle?
they're like little blinks of light. It might be really hard to find them.
Hey, person with giant hammery thing that knows everything and creates and repairs things. Have you ever repaired a thing that finds stars?
That's a real long name for Tink. Yeah. Well, I haven't.
Are you actually a 4 tink or a 3 tink? Could you be a 2 tink?
All right, I got to give you a GFY because there was nothing that tied it to that to bring it back in.
She
That's
said
a full
14.
GFY.
Come on.
Nope. GFY.
Fine.
You're just trying
You know,
now, Alex.
You know you earned it.
Yeah, like a star finder, right?
I seen one of those real big things that you can look through and look at the star closer, but they're kind of cumbersome. Wait,
Every now and again, she just has a nervous twitch that.
Wow.
Who left his dog
Felix.
here? What the hush?
That's
Felix, your mom's doing something important right now. Please calm down.
Felix.
She said to the hammer, and the hammer sitting there moving.
yeah, the hammer just started going off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. The only way chat will be mad at you for that is if you don't ever show them the dog throughout the night. That's, I will say.
Yeah.
I think we gain inspiration points for like showing pets.
Oh,
I didn't go buy a pet last week just to have an inspiration point.
he's so cute.
Oh,
He's the grumpiest
Felix
dog.
is the best.
He's wonderful. You get a point of inspiration, Tinkzel. Use it how you want.
Thanks, Felix.
If anybody ever brings a pet on, they get a point. Absolutely.
I mean, Roshi was really making himself known, but I already have inspiration, so I won't fight for it.
Fair enough, fair enough. Save it
He's
for later.
he was also being a little shit and biting me a lot, so he does not deserve inspiration.
I'll bring out one of my fish.
There you go. Just quickly bring it out. Say, you guys better see it quick. Yeet. Right.
All right, so no awesome way to find stars. Check.
Or like the peaky thing, but they don't know. Cumbersome. We don't use
He's
it.
gonna pipe in. He's like, well, according to the Hefork from last night, he said it was a meteor,
Maybe you could ask him.
not a actual star. Just to throw that out there.
Zania, hey, maybe you could ask him about it.
Yes, and yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you know when you wake up the day after and you realize the actions you had the night before were kind of
For
stupid?
what?
Nothing happened.
What happened?
Wow. You were in the
happened.
room all by yourself, Sonia.
I was. And she grabs her ears and she like pulls them down and she's just like,
Like hiding.
Oh, well, you by yourself.
nothing happened. I just acted a fool. I know I acted a fool and I feel stupid.
Nah, he was into it.
Yeah, he was on a
He's
level
into
of hot like a
everything,
volcano.
sweetie.
I noticed that.
Best not tread in those waters.
I just
Dive in instead.
Could you get a fungus?
I don't know of fungus, but sorry.
The team's gonna start up again.
The combination of talking about something you could get from him and being in the Southern Belle.
Yeah.
Ooh, sorry.
Water.
I don't know about a fungus. However, you might have a rash where you don't want one the next week. But either way, best not
know
tread.
this from personal
it.
experience.
Everyone has a rough upbringing and tries to make friends one way or another. But I can see some are more successful than others, at least. As she kind of leans back, saying like,
I get
"You struck out, she didn't strike out," is kind of what she's implying.
No,
Smackdown.
just give me some time, honey.
Well,
But yes, so the meteor.
So about the thing that's gonna kill us.
the fungus.
Apparently, the meteor is by a dragon's nest, a green dragon. From what I was told, there is a smithy here in town that wants to use the meteor to craft it into something.
Tinkzel,
This
can
is what I
you
was told.
roll me a history check?
Absolutely.
Do I know what a meteor is or anything like like? So our stars literally just twinkling lights to us. What's
You
our
can-
astrology background?
Nah, it's still like
well,
cows,
you're
it's still
archaeologist, not astrologist. Different A. You can roll a history on that. But would you get Tinkzel?
If
A 9.
9, solid. You know that there are green dragons to the north of here in the mountains. However, you're not exactly sure where. It would be head north is about the best advice you could give.
If I may say so, I have a slight history of astrology.
Oh, you actually do with yours. Yeah, you could also roll history on that.
15.
15, Summer team.
Do we
I
want-
rolled a 15, but I need to see what it is. What was this for? Investigation?
History.
History. Yep. Hey, plus
Are
3,
we-
so 18.
18.
Are we rolling? Is one of us rolling for astronomy and one of us is rolling for astrology?
I'll roll for astronomy. You can do astrology.
Okay. Seems
Okay.
right.
Yeah, sounds more right. Summer, you know, I mean, the stars give you signs. They talk about your love life. They talk about what's going to happen in the day. However, if one falls, it probably just means, you know, somebody struck out last night, and that's starting to ring true based on the conversations around you. But you don't know when this star fell. Team, stars don't
Team's over
fall.
there, he's like, well, actually, if you look outside right now, you would see that the sun is indeed a star as well.
Whoa! Imagine the strikeout you'd have to
The
have. to
size
get
of that star is
Yeah.
insane.
right? You'd really have to
Hundreds
do
of times
badly.
bigger.
above.
Robert, between a bite of porridge, says,
You must have lost much of your brain when you came back. It's way too big to be a star.
Yeah,
It's just
I'm
not
with
possible.
Robert. They're tiny,
Like this.
and that's
Even
the sun
I'm
doesn't
bigger
make
than a star.
patterns. It doesn't make patterns. It doesn't tell you anything. What are you going to learn from the sun? That your eyes
Doesn't
hurt?
twinkle.
Carlene leans over Tinkzel and kind of whispers to you and says, I'd run if I were you. And leans back. We'll say the people next to her, the two rat folks, with your passive perceptions, y'all have no idea what she just said.
I just smile.
I just give her a really forced smile back.
I think she likes us.
All right, let's go find this star, not sun.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can carry the sun back.
Great.
I mean, if it is a star, we could classify it. We could go get the sun instead.
Green dragons and black dragons are close kin. I'll just talk to them and say that we need it back and come on home.
Oh, Robert, that sounds like a great idea.
Sounds like a solid plan. And when, if that fails, I'll punch him. We'll punch him real good.
Sounds like a perfect backup plan. That was actually going to be my option number 2. You're just ahead of me on this.
I really
Actually,
like
Tinkzel, we
this
can teach you the
lady.
secret art of flick fu as well while we're walking.
I flick salt to the nose.
As Carlene's kind of taking the bowls up, Robert kind of leans before setting his out, getting a last bit of porridge that he can. As y'all are walking, as Salt's like, let me tell you about flick fu, and he starts just kind of flicking his fingers up in the air as y'all are walking.
Salt, I've totally forgotten. I'm so sorry. Here. And he's going to reach out, get out the pouch, and hand it to him. I say, I have a gift for you.
As y'all step outside the inn, Salt, you begin looking through the bag that
Hold on,
Tim
hold on.
hands
So
you.
is it like a pouch sort of size, like money pouch?
Yeah,
it bigger?
about softball, about the size of if there was a softball in there.
Before I even open, I go, Team, I'm so proud. You've learned how to grab one yourself. Oh,
No,
That's
no,
amazing.
no, it's not that.
oh, it's yours. No, if I wanted, I would have grabbed it. Don't worry, I
Just-
like you too much. It's
For
fine,
the
I won't
love of
grab
God,
yours.
Please, just open it.
Okay.
I hate to give it to you, but here's appointments for.
I've already got one. So it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
okay, never mind. Good. I didn't have to give that to you.
I'll take it anyway as a feather in my cap. I
Good.
creep in and open it up and go, oh,
As team, describe what's in there.
So, my little friend, I've noticed that your tail is very whippy and things like that. So, and he's gonna like pull it out, and it's a steel cap for the tip of your tail that has leather bands that run so it can attach to your tail, so you can have a steel tip tail.
this is He just starts running around in circles and trying to catch his own tail to put it on there without stopping the thinking to swing his tail around. Come here. Whoa. And
What
then
you
it
all see
looks
is essentially in any movie where there's a goth jerk who's like messing with the group and they have like a finger ring that looks like a dragon on the end of it. It's basically that that will attach to the end of his tail.
Does it fit? Does it fit? Make it fit. Make it fit. And I just start shoving it onto my tail.
As your tail begrudgingly gets kind of pushed down against before finally itself just sliding its way up through this thing. It kind of it's a little loose fitting. However, there's essentially like mini leather belts that are on the other side of it that you pull and tie. It's like 6 of them that kind of connect together there. This specific one functions as an additional bit of damage. So should you hit somebody with your tail attack, you get an additional 1d4 damage.
Whoa. So I'm just like, oh, it even matches. Look at the color.
Not pretty cool.
And I run up and start
that's really
hugging a lower leg piece of team.
Says, I cannot take all the credit. Sleep helped me out with this.
As everyone sees Salt joyously running around with his new tail jewelry. Tinkzel, you've seen some rat folks before. Ashburn is not unfamiliar with rat folk. However, this one is odd, to put it in the mildest of manners.
I'm like, sis, hold up a hair. Hold up a hair. Perfect.
No.
Hold up another hair. Hold up another hair.
Well,
This goes on for a solid minute as he practices with this new weapon. Summer, you almost get hit by it as the slight additional length to it was not there before. As you're like, oh, okay, we're done with this. Excited, but
you got my whiskers.
I can try the whiskers if you want, but I think I need about 5 more goes before I get it perfect.
Yeah, let's save that for later.
And then as we're walking on, he's going to practice as much as he can to get the new weight adjustment ready.
it sounds like a rapier in the air that's just as y'all are walking. Throughout the duration of y'all walking, this is going to happen. Just keep that in the background of your mind. That.
I'm intentionally going to have that swishing behind me when I'm walking.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. This is happening. Everyone
it'd be
else
like my
is just
theme song
hearing
now.
this. Yeah.
All of a sudden it
Robert-
just goes,
Start the drums to
someone's happy.
synchronize.
Robert comes over to Tinkzel and says,
You're more familiar with the area. Where do you suggest that we start?
Yeah, way more familiar. North, definitely.
North. Thank God we have you around. I wouldn't have known where to go.
Yeah, I'm a real smart one to have around, you know.
Okay, North. Could you lead us? Do you know exactly where this is?
Yeah, I could lead us for a ways, and you know, if we could take shifts, it's just go in one direction.
Okay. Everyone, the fixer here has a heading for us. We should follow.
Follow the fixer.
Let's go.
I get my drums out.
I use my hammer like a field trip baton leader.
kind of, yeah. As you begin walking through the streets,
All
it's
right,
very.
kid.
You kind of do one of those where you like pull it to the side as you see Salt begin to wander off. You're like, come here, hold on to my hammer as you walk. If you let go of the hammer, you've walked far too far away. As you kind of walk backwards for a bit before you get to the northern side of town. The northern side of town has a wall made of dwarvish stone that goes around it. However, there seems to be a clearing that's been built into almost like a small walkway that if you weren't a resident of the town, you really wouldn't know that this even exists. It's kind of like the equivalent of the, not the sewage way, but in Game of Thrones where like they're getting attacked at King's Landing, there is that small gateway off to the side. That's essentially what it is. It's small enough to where humans and other larger creatures would have to duck down. Tinkzel, you might use this as your regular means of getting out of there. Same with Summer and Salt. However, teams Ania and Rarbor are going to have to kind of crawl their way a little, not crawl, but really duck down to get their way out of this little escape area. When you do so, there's no one really around you here. Again, this is kind of just off and something that they have as a backup compared to their actual 2 garrisons at the eastern and southern side of the town. However, you open it up. You have to kind of pushed pretty heavily on it as some dirt from the other side has come up and gone the way in front of this door, as it's just not used all that often before you push it open, leading open to this wide forest where now, for the first time, for those who hadn't been outside of the Scorch, you see a different bit of scenery. So Robert, again, oh my god, as you walk your way out from this dwarven stone, you're surrounded by what is the equivalent of very Nordic and northern trees, almost like redwoods out here. Not quite as big as the redwoods. Zinnia, Tinkzel, you know, from California. Very big, very tall, very wide trees, right? As you go through here. They're all just great big pines in this area. Robert has never seen a tree that's grown past maybe 10 feet or so in height out in the Scorch, and they're all just whatever trees can survive out in such level of heat. As you go out, this...
Oh my god. Careful, careful.
as he kind of stops Salt for just a second and says,
It could fall at any moment.
Oh, for sure. But you need to like hit them really hard.
Tinkzel, these trees do not fall. These have been here for hundreds of years. These are elvish trees. They're going to be here long after the rest of you are dead.
Oh no, we can make them fall.
Don't do that. Why would you do that? They could hurt you.
Yeah, we can totally make them fall. I can make one fall.
Yeah.
Enough time.
Well, they won't fall right now, Robert.
They don't fall on their own though.
You have
don't?
to punch it really hard.
Yeah, he's
Do it-
got it.
Yeah. Do we want to take some time to make a tree fall? It seems like
No,
we could
no,
all
no, no,
do
no, no, no,
it.
no, 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 please. I don't like things that are bigger than me.
Oh, don't worry, big guy. You get used to it.
She's right.
He kind of like sheepishly at the
But I'm not a gnome, so I try not to get used to it.
I reach up as high as I can to like gently pat him.
yeah, like you pat him on the arm on the side as he's like, he pulls out his spear off to the side and kind of holds onto it a little sheepishly, just
Don't like what I can't see.
as you begin to continue walking through the forest. Tinkzel, are you actively leading the group, or are you trying to make this more of a group effort?
I'm kind of trying to make this more of a group effort.
Fantastic. As you
And I'll
get
definitely
walking,
jump up ahead.
you start looking around and say, you know, north could mean a lot of things. There's northeast, northwest. Everybody keep your eye out. So by that, what that means is instead of just you yourself, anybody who wants to actively be taking part in trying to find this location, I need survival rolls.
You
Natural
got it,
20.
boss.
Oh, I just want to be like cheering on the group, playing some
Dirty
traveling
20.
music.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what do we got there?
Two nat 20s.
Is that a natty?
No, I got a dirty 20.
No. Tinkzel.
Tinkzel got a 20.
Whoop, whoop. That's 2 nat 20s. All right, solid. Tinkzel, you were faking it solidly before. However, you adventure. You do an adventure. You have done that before. This nice day, this solid breeze coming from the north. You've smelled something before. That's mountain air. Team, you don't have the nose so much to do this smelling. However, Tinkzel, you kind of... All right. Yeah, probably this way as you start walking and leading the group for a decent ways, as everyone says, of course, Tinkzel's the native here. We should follow her. And, you tell your tales and you begin walking for a while. For Tinkzel, you eventually, after maybe about an hour of walking to the north here, you'll walk for maybe about 2 miles out in this dense forest before you start to kind of pause and look around. Team, when you're in here in this forestry, you've traveled. You've been a world traveler. You know, people think you're supposed to look down at the bottom of trees like this, but it actually, if you can find any spot through the trees, that's where you get the most information. And as you look up, you start to see what look to be gray stones in the sky. You're heading in the right direction towards the mountain. You appear to know that way, being more towards the northwest now, where she kind of took you northeast. You're going back northwest. You think you can get to those mountains pretty easily.
It looks like the mountains are over this way a little. But it seems... And he, like, crouches down towards Tinkzel. But it seems like you know where you are going as well.
Yeah, lead and expert.
as you take the quick help from that. As you were actually like, yeah, I know where to go, but then you kind of pause and want to appear that way from these, rookie and newbie level adventurers. As y'all are walking and getting what you think to be closer to the mountain, you walk for another solid chunk of the morning. This is quite a few hours that y'all are walking here. The mountains,
Skipping.
Tinkzel, is about 5, depends on which mountains, 10 miles away from Ashburn itself. There are any manner of creatures out here within the forest. Your ability to traverse the forest and get through this mountain with your 2 nat 20 survival rolls, you think that you've avoided some possible nasty beasties, and so you count yourself lucky. The forest to the north, that's the reason they built the wall there. Giants, beasts, griffins, owlbears, direwolves, constant threats to Ashburn, and that's why the wall exists. So you count your lucky stars that you made through here, no problems. After a while, you begin walking even further. It's probably about midday at this point. The sun being overhead, you can actually see a little bit better now since it's aiming straight down through the trees rather than trying to make its way through. It's much more brighter within these trees as you're going. You start to see some small branches and other things around the ground. Can everybody roll me a perception check as you're walking along here?
With my +0. Bam. Bah. That's an
7.
That's another nat 20.
Ooh,
Wow.
16.
I knew we brought you along for a reason.
Damn. We need to give that dice away. To me, specifically, so I can get some of those.
It's 2 different dice.
They're different dice, yeah.
Oh, man.
I only got a 4. Can I have one?
Right. So everyone kind of stops for a moment just to take a break. You've been walking for about 4 hours at this point. Salt, even though you are excited by this thing, your tail's getting a little bit tired at this point of just kind of constant jabbing through the air. And Robert kind of says,
Okay, buddy.
just tired of hearing the sounds. Just,
Okay, buddy. How about we take a small break here for just but a moment?
as you're like,
Okay. And I count to 1 down under, 2 down under, 3 down under. 4 down.
Give me a solid
down under.
200 down under, if you mind.
200 down under?
200 down under. I need
Jeez.
it.
Wow.
Oh, gods, I need it.
I don't know if
I-
sports ever counted that high.
I'm better off just counting to 20 bypass.
as you do that, he's like,
Sure. 20 bypasses.
he looks positively exhausted as he kind of finds a small stump to sit by there. There's a few small overturned trees where everybody stops and takes out their water skins and kind of regathers themselves for the day. Tinkzel, you, again, being one who knows to look out in this forest here, you kind of keep your wits about you as everybody takes a quick little break as you look over. What's that? There's one of the large Nordic redwood-esque trees appears to have fallen over off to the side. You don't see that very often here in this forest. The creatures and the elves and everyone has a great respect for this. So for something to be felled like that, it's definitely a concern. You know that something doing something like that means something big could be nearby. So you decide to take a quick ponder over to that tree just off in the distance. That's what you see. It's up to you if you want to actually go over there and investigate it more or tell anybody. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, when I see that, I want to turn to the group and be like, hey, nobody be alarmed. But one of the trees looks like it did fall over.
I thought we weren't
I
going to
knew
do
it.
that.
I knew it.
Did you punch it?
Probably not on its own. So
They
nobody
are good at
think about the
punching.
trees randomly falling over. But definitely keep your eyes out for anything that, could knock one of the trees over.
Robert just kind of begins whispering down to himself before steeling himself up. And
Okay, I'll keep closer guard.
Now, usually, in my experience, even things that are big enough to knock these trees over are still smaller than them. So, don't panic about that, big guy.
Okay, I won't.
Like I was saying earlier, even I can knock one of these things down.
Team's gonna look down to Otta and give him the command. Akhuz, Idahbid Yar Ratir. and Otto's gonna jump out, start flying and doing a perimeter.
Tinkzel, you see this sudden jackal bone creature with great bone wings crawl out of Team's ribcage as he opens up his cloak. Very terrifying, especially as Team begins talking to it in this language which you don't understand. This thing begins to growl back at him as it looks over to you, and just this horrible undead noise coming from this abomination at your feet. Team, it says,
Okay, I'll go look ahead. She looks fun.
Right before he flies off, I'm gonna.
Are you just making me do this until you say something?
Oh no, I give him the.
Oh.
Sorry, my gain's not.
Gotcha. I was like, oh, what a dick. He's going to make me do this.
I had my gate up a little bit so you couldn't hear me shushing.
Gotcha. Yeah, as he kind of floats there for a second as he goes,
Okay, numb's the word.
as he begins flying off towards the distance to take a look at things. Tinkzel, you see this beast fly off forward. It's up to you. You still can go look at it, or if you're wanting to stay, he does send off some creature that way forward.
That image is gonna go right in the good old noggin vault. No, I'll let it go check it out for me.
And I'm gonna use this time to like zone out from the group and just look through Otto's eyes.
Team.
Or eye sockets.
It's sockets, yeah. Team, as you look through Atta's eyes, you suddenly, it begins flying up higher and higher, trying to stay out of the low branches that are on these trees, and it kind of maneuvers its way in and through. It's not too far off where Tinkzel pointed out this tree, maybe about 70, 80 feet. You would have missed it had she not pointed it out, as it was kind of off the beaten path there. However, as Atta begins flying and zooming his way through, tries to be very, very quiet going through, as he doesn't have many feathers to make noises. However, his bones still very much could. Kind of glides over to this tree where he sees that it's fallen and broken over, and he sees that the top of the tree itself appears to be missing as it's on the ground, as Atta kind of hovers its way over it to get even closer to really see what's going on. On the front of the tree, where the equivalent of any drawing where there's like a squirrel hole that's very, very large on the tree, right? There is a huge hole in the tree there, very much in that same cartoon, Charlie Brown, Garfield, etc. style, right? Where there's just a big hole in the tree. However, everything above the tree appears to be completely gone. It's just gone. There doesn't appear to be much trace of it. However, on the ground, where there once was this lush grass, there doesn't appear to be any trace or remnants of the rest of this tree. The ground itself is black and not ashen. It's more wet on the ground. You're not sure what this is. You'd have to get a closer look at it. Maybe not even yourself. You might have to really get up on it to be able to tell what it is or what happened here within the tree.
To the group, just Team standing there, and Otta has these like it's almost like purple smoke and flame that comes out of his eyes. Right now, Team also has that like purple smoke and flame coming out of his eyes, looking through him. So Team's not gonna say anything, but telepathically he's gonna speak with Otta and tell him to do a low fly and check out the ground.
As it begins to get a little bit closer, Atta lands on the ground. You can hear in his thoughts, as he's not saying them out loud. You told him not to say anything, but in his thoughts he says,
Oh my God! Oh, what could have done this? You sure you want me to get okay? Fine.
As he walks up with his bony claws up closer to this thing, you can now get a little bit better look at the hole here. It appears that there's almost, not hay, but just branches, soft pieces of leaves and thistles that were once in this hole. The tree itself has a lot of marks and claws and scarring around it, as well as there's some tiny, not necessarily tiny bones that appear to have been something snack from within there. The bones lay with bits of meat, fresh still on them on the ground. However, when you look up and get closer towards the end of this hole on the tree, the tree itself isn't broken and splintered. It reminds you of melted ice or some sort of snow or something, a rock that had turned lava. The tree's almost melted from the top of it. You've never seen wood do something like this. As Atta kind of gets closer towards the ground, there's a wetness to the ground itself that's kind of black and brown now. You're certain that it's squishy. Do you want Atta to touch it, or...
No, telepathically, I'm gonna tell him suck a bone shit, eat and have him hop back and fly back.
Oh, thank God.
as he gets up and flies back over to you all. You all suddenly see Team's eyes revert back to normal as Atta flies back over towards him and lands quickly in his shoulder. You hear just the most horrible sounds. Atta must have just gotten so angry as he's just yelling in Team's shoulders here as Atta says,
Oh my God, what could have done that? I'm so scared. Oh my God.
I do not know, friend, but you know I would never let anything hurt you. And he's gonna like start putting him back in his chest.
crawls back up in his rib cage.
Oh my. Oh dear.
So from what Atta has seen, this is very strange. It looks almost as if the top of the tree has melted. At the base there are small bones with fresh meat. And there's the hole. This looks very odd. I've never seen wood melt.
Does it look like it's been like burnt?
No, if the best way I could explain it would be if ice had melted. But
Zania,
I don't know. I've never seen this before.
Team, and Tinkzel. I need history checks from all of you. Or nature checks, whichever is higher for you.
20 bypass.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Well, that's a 10.
Okay. Tink?
Hey,
That's a 4.
Okay.
hey, Robert. Can dragons melt trees?
I've never tried anything on a tree. I've never seen a tree this large. Anything
Can
else
you try it on
sandstone.
the tree?
Team, what did you get? Did you say?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, solid. You've seen dragons do things. They've breathed lightning, they've breathed frost, they've breathed fire. This at least rings true that it's something a dragon could do. However, you're not certain that it directly belongs or is caused by a dragon. As Robert is in the middle of conversation with Summer.
I could, but I'd rather retain that ability should we get in a fight.
Fair.
If I have the understanding of at least dragonborns, different species have different.
Fuel sacks, yes. I have mine right here. It's on the other side of my heart.
Yes.
Oh,
Those.
what's yours? What do
So-
you spew? I mean, fire. I mean, breathe. Or what's the correct term for
Robert
that?
spits fire. I'll take the GFY. I don't care. But got myself one. Solid. Robert.
Ooh, I say.
I spew a type of liquid that melts things, metal, sand.
Like,
It's acidic.
Can you melt
tree?
wood?
I've never tried on wood, as I said.
Try.
but we could just. It could just be a working theory, you know.
But
Possible.
What
Oh.
about you? What do you spew?
There's a tree
Tim?
right here, Robert.
I have no
Spit at it.
I have no.
Did it fall out when you were dead?
Most likely.
That sucks.
I could try
yeah.
if you think it'd be better to determine now.
It'd be amazing.
Okay.
Let us save it just in case.
Wait. We know it's a
I'm
green
getting such
dragon, right?
mixed messages here.
Do you know-
Team's gonna walk up to Robert. Listen to reason, my friend. Save it.
Okay.
Do you?
Salt is reason.
Salt is reason. Do you know what green dragons do? Do they milk stuff
We,
like you do?
as far as my mother used to talk to us about, we share a common ancestor a ways back. Could be the same. It could be that they just spew water. I'm not sure.
Do it.
Team,
wouldn't be very
again,
useful
same
if they
thing.
spewed
It
water.
could be anything, but you're not sure.
I would like to say team's more familiar with chromatic dragons, or not chromatic, metallic dragons,
Metallic.
rather than chromatic.
You wear bronze.
Bobo.
What did Bobo do?
Bobo.
Salt is
Salt
season,
is
not
season,
reason.
not reason.
That's an inspo to him. I like that one,
I
actually.
like that one. I
that
like
one's pretty good.
That's perfect.
Salt could be the reason for the seasoning.
And summer is the season. Salt and summer are both seasons.
God damn. Right,
The
so
reason for the season is the summer of the season.
Robert says, I shall keep it close to the chest. Tinkzel, are we getting close? Are we somewhere near to the mountains?
you're at least...
There was a
yeah.
big hole too, right? There was
You're
a big
certain that
hole.
you're close to one of the mountains. You're not sure if it's the right one, but...
Yeah, well, we got
Either
a
way.
breastfeed real close.
Is the hole like a meteorite hole?
Did
No,
you did you
it
see
has to be
meat?
much smaller. If you have to
Or was
be
it more
tiny.
veggie?
I
There
saw you
were
make that joke in
still- there
chat
were still-
already.
There was still meat on the bones, but I did not
So it
have
could be a
Otto go look in the
meteorite.
hole, as I'm not going to risk my little man, and he's gonna like pat his ribcage.
Yeah, I don't
I-
know. It's,
We could
I
chuck
start
penguin at it.
I start running in the direction of the hole.
Salt
I'll go
begins-
look. I'll go look.
Salt heads up over to the tree, worrying you a bit, Summer. Especially Team, you're with somewhat of an understanding of what it could be. You're like, but Salt, yeah, you bolt off, heading on over to there. Tinkzel, amateur adventuring move, doing this without thinking things through. You're like, oh god. Salt, as you run over,
I will throw penguin at Salt.
okay.
Yeah.
Salt, as soon as you start running, he's fast. You pull out a
Yeah.
penguin. Roll a strength check as he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" As you,
I try and pick penguin up and throw him, but I kind of just drop him awkwardly on the ground.
what is the number that you got?
It's not a 1, if that helps.
Is it a 2?
It was 4 plus what I'm assuming I'm not very strong.
I
Let
think
me
you're
see.
-1 actually.
Oh, am I really? I am too. So
Oh.
it was 3.
So you pick Penguin up as he says, "Hey, what are you?" As you basically just tip him over onto his head, onto the ground, as he says, "Ah, God, that lady! Oh my!
Your brother's gonna run into a meteorite hole.
What? You should run into a meteorite hole if you're gonna act like this." Ah.
Oh, you could help.
Do and run over and help her.
Serenity, or sorry, Tinkzel, what did you say?
Can Tinkzel see what Summer's about to do? Get the gist and run over to help her. Because
Are you gonna go yeet the penguin?
too? Yeah.
Sounds good. As he's like, "You should go into the hole." As Tinkzel, you go over and grab his flippers and yeet. The
You'll be
penguin.
fine.
Roll me a strength check or an athletics, since you are more athletically inclined.
You got it.
He's always asking to be more involved.
He got yote.
He's always like, let me at him.
What'd you get?
11.
11. So, Salt, you're quick. You're very, very fast. You're running over there. This was only 80 feet away. By the time this happens, Tinkzel, you say, "Ah, this penguin thing must be able to fly. She just needs to be able to take off. I've never seen such a bird like this, but I see the wing-like hands. I shall yeet it." As you grab him, and as he says, "What are you doing?" As
Can
you
I
throw him.
penguin flying towards me?
No, not with an 11. With an
I
11,
didn't roll on it.
no, Tinkzel did.
Thinks
As
of it.
it flies about 10 feet as he's like, "Hey, what are you? Ah, I can't fly!" As it falls, you yote Penguin McCool, a non-flightless bird, which you are now realizing you've never seen a penguin before. How would you know? Through the
Here I am.
air, 20 feet forward, as Penguin McCool is going to take some damage.
No.
How much health
Pepper's
does
gonna
he
catch
have?
him.
Pepper,
Ryan, Pepper's gonna catch him.
roll me a perception as you are fast and currently headed in the other direction.
14.
14. You bolted off after that. Not only did Summer try and throw him, didn't work. She keeps going. You're gone on this one. Tinkzel's yoted Penguin
I got-
McCool.
Sorry, Penguin.
I thought he was gonna fly.
Ah,
He's so pissed.
he's working on it.
He's gonna be so pissed off.
So,
I was giving him a head start. That's what you were doing, right?
Yeah,
Team
yeah.
and Zinnia and Robert. You're not quite sure of Penguin McCool's constitution. He talks a big game. He sounds very tough. Perhaps he is very tough. Tinkzel, as you yeet him, the direction you were going, you're certain you might have actually been able to get him all that 80 feet to Salt. However, in your twirling, a tree seems to have made its appearance right in front of where you were throwing it. As Penguin McCool slams against the tree, very Tarzan style, taking 8 points of bludgeoning damage. You all suddenly realize how strong this little gnome is. So much so, you hear a loud crack as Penguin falls to the ground. Penguin makes no noise.
Did I kill my penguin?
I'm coming.
Zinnia
I'm running.
runs
I'm running.
immediately over to the penguin. Tinkzel, you really thought he was going to maneuver and fly. Zinnia,
God.
you rush over and you pick up little Penguin McCool, his big penguin tongue rolling out the side of his beak.
Cantrip spare the dying. Just immediately just do that. Just to make sure it doesn't die.
As you're not hearing any breathing noises as you immediately call upon Thunderson as your eyes kind of lock with Penguin McCool's and lightning streaks across your pupils, streaking across his as well as he briefly
Cure wounds.
falls back
Cure wounds.
unconscious. However, you do stop him as you cure wounds him. As he's laying there on the ground. How much do you heal him for with your cure
11
wounds?
points.
11 points,
was
more than
eight.
the damage you did. Penguin McCool, for chat's reference, Penguin McCool has 5 hit points.
Oh no!
I killed my
You just
penguin.
almost outright killed him.
I'm sorry, penguin. You're always telling me to get you out of that. You
As-
always tell
2
me
more
to
points
go.
and he would have been dead.
Zinnia, your
I'm
lightning
dead.
flows from your eyes over into your hands and turns to this red glowing mist as gently you place it on Penguin McCool's chest as he suddenly,
Oh,
like the
penguin.
adrenaline shot from Kill Bill. Oh! 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 Why did you do that?
Are you okay? Are you okay?
What?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Who is she?
Penguin,
Where did you come
penguin.
from, lady?
You're always asking to be involved in the action.
Not like
Why
this.
you have
Oh,
to
never
say
like this.
that?
Never like this. As everyone slowly runs over Salt, you hear the loud noises and turn around quickly, seeing Zinnia holding Penguin McCool in her arms like a dying man, but yelling profusely in her arms. Tink, you come over looking to like, I'm so sorry, I had no idea. As he tries to back away into Zinnia, like, no, back, hey, lady, I don't want you nowhere near me. Let me tell you, oh, please just stay away. I didn't do nothing to you. How do you, why would you throw a penguin? What? You started this, Summer. Make it right.
I did. I'm sorry, penguin. I'm so sorry. I promise
see-
I will never throw you again.
A single tear go down Penguin McCool's cheeks.
I get his stick, his smoke stick. I'm like, take this, take it, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
I thought I could trust you. As he puts out the cinnamon stick essentially onto the ground. Summer, you try and make it better by having him blow the biggest smoke ring possible. He says, no, I don't need you.
Penguin.
Yeah, give me the hat. As he holds his hat out to you, Summer. Or holds his hand out for the hat. He says, he holds it up. He looks over at Zinnia and hands her the hat.
I don't want to be put in the middle of this. I'm just here to take care of you. Oh no. Oh no.
While this is happening, can team like listen around, knowing that we're near something crazy and we're all shouting now? Can team roll
Absolutely.
a perception to
Also-
like listen?
Yes, perception for team. Tinkzel, thank you for being a guest. However, the chat has absolutely demanded a GFY point for you and Summer.
It's deserved. I didn't mean to use the
Throw the penguin.
He's just trying to let him be more involved.
Beep, boop, beep.
Guys, really hit
Team,
him
can you give me some sound effects for the
What kind of sound effects?
the
do we
GFY
need?
sound effect?
Ooh,
And me,
I
why do I get a GFY? I didn't yote a
You
penguin.
put the tree in the way.
I didn't throw a flightless, helpless bird.
Can I please take a second to just talk through what I thought would happen?
Please.
I just thought that Salt was not that far away, and that I would get Penguin out, and he would jump on top of him and be like, "Don't go," and it would be fine. But instead, my Penguin died, and now he hates me.
Ryan, you have upset a pregnant woman. I just need you to know this.
It's good. It's good for the baby. They need to get those emotions early.
Devastation. You want to devastate my unborn child?
Jackie has to hold on to Snorlax just for comfort.
I was going to go back and look at that beautiful picture of Summer and Penguin when they were friends.
Oh man, I will take a GFY point as well. Everyone is demanding it. However, look at this picture and know that this once was a realistic image, but no longer.
I know you can see the scars in his eyes now.
Also, if Safi doesn't show Penguin McCool getting yeeted into a tree by our guest, I riot.
That'll be a shirt for sure.
Oh, right. So, yeah, Penguin McCool hands you the hat and says, "You wear the hat." Hands it over to Zinnia. Summer, this is the most devastating blow that anyone has ever done to you emotionally, as he hands the hat over to someone besides you. Says, I just need a moment, doll, and I need a lot of moments from you with this flipper. He points like one big finger over to Tinkzel. I need a lot of moments. All right?
I'm sorry. It's
You need like
fair.
20 bypasses with the
I just... Can you put the hat down, Zinnia, please? So you take it down. Think about what you did as he dives into the hat. As he looks to Summer and Tinkzel. Zinnia, you're now holding a hat. It's you.
I reluctantly and awkwardly and placed it on my head.
This is right. This is what should happen.
Zinnia,
It's like, I
You
was a bad mom.
you feel a tiny flipper pat you on the head. Just like a thank you. Yeah, that happens. So
So I rolled a 16 on perception.
right,
You saw a penguin flying into a tree. What more do you want?
Salt, you you recognize this is very sad. However, your survival instincts kick in as you look around. You're like, we made a lot of noise. As they all are kind of dealing with this, you actually take a moment to step off into the side and get behind the tree enough to kind of dampen them. As you look over and you can actually see a bit of the base of the mountain. You can see rocky terrain off to the side. And you see tiny softball-size rocks falling down the mountain, as if something on the mountain has recently moved.
All right. I can't see anything other than that, though. Correct?
Oh no, that was Team with his perception. Salt, you're running over to the tree still, correct? Did you come back for all this at all, or are you still at the tree?
I mean, I gather this happened in like the same split seconds that I was running, so
Okay, yeah.
I'm happy to stop wherever I was because all of a sudden there's a huge commotion.
Up to you. Yeah, if you want to stop, or if you see like a cool fly and you get the gist of it, it's up to you. Did you stop, or are you still going?
I'll definitely stop because my party's going insane, and that's my job.
I'm gonna immediately run to Robert. We need to get everyone out of here now. And Team's gonna start like moving and grabbing people. He's literally like grabbing Summer and Salt.
Yeah.
And
Summer, as you're there, kind of sad. Robert and Team pick you up. Salt, you see Team run back over to the rest of the group and kind of look where he's coming from and take a quick look, like not really sure what's going on, what's happened. And you look to the back and you see the same thing that Team saw. You see movement as rocks are falling off of a slope from the mountains to the north.
Just leave me here.
and Team's gonna slap his bony hand over her mouth.
I run up to Summer and
It doesn't
lock
muffle
tails with her.
much.
It doesn't.
Salt, you look over at Summer, who is no longer wearing her trademark hat, but you were able to hear everything that's gone on.
Okay, well, I'll run back over to Summer and lock tails with her and sort of drag her along.
What's going on? What have you seen? Where do we need to
While
go?
eyeing Xenia's head.
There was movement up ahead. I don't know. It's better to be cautious from what we've been told about these woods. We need to go hide and see if anything shows up to where we were all just yelling in the middle of a forest, and realizing he's picking up his voice too, and he's like, son of a bitch.
I take the hat off as soon as Salt said that, and I asked Penguin McCool, I'm like, can I give you to Salt, please?
See, his head pops up briefly.
Okay.
Puts his head back down.
Salt, Penguin's requesting for you to be in charge
Halfway
now.
through the conversation, my tail's already grabbed the hat.
So you whaps it back on over to his head very quickly. Xenia, you ruffle your hair back to where it once was. Tinkzel, you are freaking out at this, at the sound that there's something coming from the mountains. You can survive most things out here. However, if it gets the jump on you, that's not a great idea.
Yeah, I liked the sound of Team. I liked what your plan was. We go hide for a minute.
Back to the forest? Where are we running?
Just away from where we were just yelling. Just anywhere but away from here.
Okay. Whoever's running first, where are you leading them? You leading them north to the tree, northwest to the down tree, south back into the forest, east, west? What are you doing?
I'm leading.
South, maybe? Back into the forest. I'm trying to look for a nice, like, bushy area where we can all just, like, hide in, like, cover.
Okay.
But they
Tinkzel, you
wouldn't
were about to
expect
say
it if we
something
go
as well.
towards it.
Tinkzel, you were about to say something as well.
I was gonna say leading them directly away from the
Okay. So,
fallen tree.
same thing, heading to the south then. Great. Yeah, y'all run very, very quickly, just trying to find the nearest little outcropping to where you can hide and possibly see what's coming. I need everybody to roll me a stealth check as you run back to the south.
I haven't survived 104 years on this planet for nothing.
For
Run
nothing.
away!
21.
11?
I was gonna say these level up dice
26.
are rolling really hot tonight. It's a 17.
17, 26, 11, 21. Tinkzel?
Is this a stealth roll?
Yes.
That's an 11.
Sounds good. Right. As the majority of the group, save the two Moonbeam, just you both happen to get 11. The two Moonbeamers, as you run quickly trying to find a bush, trying to get your way out of here. Xenia, you're not a forest person, you're a mountain person. Comfort for you would be running to that mountain. You're not really sure where to go. Tinkzel, also, just the fact that you get startled, you normally do the startling. You're just kind of lost here for a moment. Before the rest of the group, there seems to find a small bushy outcrop. It appears to be a bush of juniper berries, which is good if eaten. However, it is a prickly and thorny bush, so you have to be careful when you're in there to not make any noise. You all rush in and get under as best you can before calling over Tinkzel and Zinnia to get under. Robert using his shield to kind of hold it up for Zinnia to actually fit under there as everybody shuffles off and hides best they can with their group stealth roll. Suddenly you all kind of shuffle into the bushes here before you're all going to do the quiet. You look back to the outcropping from where you came from. You hear little what sound like very, very fast breathing, very tiny breathing. A lot of them, though, a small group. I need everybody to roll me a perception roll to see, at disadvantage, because you're stuck behind these bushes here.
Fuck, because I just rolled a nat 20.
Ah.
Yeah.
Same, but then I also followed up with a 3.
And then I rolled a 2.
3 plus 5, 8. Perception, right?
Yes.
4.
12.
12. 5. Everyone is so concerned with not getting their eyes poked out, or eye sockets, I see you, team, that nobody's able to really get a good view out of these bushes here. It sounds like there's a small group of something, though you're not entirely sure what it is, coming from up ahead. You can hear hushed conversation coming forward, but again, you're not really able to make it out. You tried to run far enough away to where you couldn't be spotted from these things. You hear some small bit of yelling, and just kind of banter back and forth. This goes on for maybe about 5 or 10 minutes while they're there looking around before you hear nothing for a solid
Before they
minute.
do, then,
Yeah?
can I sneak up to see if I can get a better look?
You totally can.
All right. I will do that.
Okay, roll me a stealth roll.
22.
Solid. As everyone here in the bush is like, shh, shh, there's a silence here. Nobody's wanting to make a sound. You're not sure what this is. It could be quite dangerous. A few spiders from the bush begin to crawl over your shoulders, Zinnia, as you have to hold yourself from lapping at it with your paw, both to not hurt yourself and to not make any noise. However, you hear a brief as you look to the right where Salt was, and he's disappeared. Salt, you crawl your way over very, very quickly before you get to the nearest tree, and rather than going around it, you actually climb your way up the tree and hang off a branch to try and get a good view off to the side. You're certain that you did it with as much stealth as you could possibly muster as you hang off the side of one of the large branches. You look down at the same specific location that you were before. There appears to be a group of maybe about 6 green kobolds currently examining a large oaken tree with a dent in the side of it. Some of them looking on the ground, searching for footmarks, trying to track as best they can what once was where you just stood.
Okay, six kobolds, nothing else.
6 kobolds, nothing else.
All right. I know about kobolds pretty much, right? I would have met one at least in the in the
Roll a
circus,
history.
for sure. A history.
History.
Okay.
I'm
DC's
so
lower 'cause
slow.
of your
Four.
traveling.
That's a 4.
Zinnia, what were you about to say?
Oh, I'm so slow. I didn't realize what the dent was from until
Summer and Tinkzel know what the dent's from. Right. Also, yes, somebody pointed out, I have 4 GFY points ready to be used. Come on, bring it on. Salt, you have no idea. They look like dragonborn children.
Whoa, cool! That's great.
A tribe
I have
of
a few
children.
dragonborn that I know, and I will then immediately just yell out, going, "Guys, they're friends!" And then see what the rest of the team does.
Oh,
Everyone suddenly looks over to the side as Salt, you also look over at these 6 kobolds as they look over and up to the tree before pointing up. What languages do you speak, Salt?
All the bad ones.
Oh, good.
Undercommon, thieves can't, common. Well, undercommons, I guess, down under, really.
Down under, yeah. Right. You
That's
also
it so
speak
far.
Ratlish, but that not applicable. As the kobolds turn and look to the side before some of them point you out. 2 of the kobolds there seem to have small little
I'm
short
waving.
bows that they pull out and aim up to you and pull an arrow and knock it, looking to see what and where you are. As the others run over to get to the base of your tree. Everyone, as Salt cries this out, what are you doing? As far as you know,
He's
Salt has just cried out that, hey, we're good.
What do we do now? Fault?
Tinkzel, are there good people in the mountains? Perhaps this is good news.
Roll a history at advantage.
$12.
You've heard of tribes that live in the mountains. You seem to recall a drinking song about one or two, but you're not sure which mountains and if you're at those which mountains. So,
I wouldn't count on it. Maybe we should go help Salt.
Robert, thinking everything's okay, Robert, being told by Salt, is going to yell out,
Is everything okay, Salt?
I think so.
Is
They're
Robert
looking at
still
me and I'm
carrying-
waving.
it looks over. Robert leans his head out then. Salt, you can look down. There are several kobolds heading in the direction of the bush from before. Robert says,
See, they're like mini yous.
Team's gonna get up.
team,
Yeah.
you stand up in the
Follow after
bush. Zania,
I
same
I'll
thing.
follow after team. Yeah.
Okay. As Robert
I
looks
don't-
out, says, I don't know what those are. He's not familiar with his role either. As he opens it up for Zania team to walk out. Tinkzel, Summer, what are you doing?
Tinksel's scrambling out with her hammer.
Tinkzel
the
has
ready.
hammer out and ready. Summer?
Is Summer still being carried by Robert?
No, he just like picked you up, not like carried, just like get off the ground and like no time to be
Oh.
sad, kind of.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my brother said it's fine.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna like go walk
They
over
haven't
to him.
killed me yet.
Plus, he's got penguin, right? He's got the hat.
He does. Summer,
Yeah. Be like,
you walk
I
out.
just get up and like, I guess it's fine.
I need everyone then to roll me yet again another history check. Just a lot of them tonight.
Sure.
Everyone save
A lot
salt.
of
You've already
history.
done it.
Okay.
22.
22,
17.
17. Tinkzel,
13.
13. Team.
13 plus 3, so 16.
Those of you with 15 and above, which I think is everyone save Tinkzel, recognize kobolds. Nasty little bastards. They are dragonborns on crack, dragonborns on steroids, all anger, all maliciousness in a tiny little package. It is Stitch, but in kobold form. They are clever, they are crafty. They also generally find protection being near a dragon's nest.
Well, good news is I'm pretty sure that we're near the star, right?
As
Bad news is these fuckers are probably gonna kill us.
Salt, two with the bow right below you, still have them kind of trained. They haven't pulled back, but they're just
I'm
kind
still
of holding
waiting.
aimed as
Yep.
they look up at you and begin speaking in a language that you don't understand. The other four, two of which have spears, one of which is holding a small torch, and the other one seems to have just a little metal rod on him. As he comes running over, he holds it up almost like a spear defensively as they get closer to you. They near all of you. The one with the two with the spears kind of hold them out in front of you. The other two stand back and they begin speaking in Draconic. Who all speaks Draconic? Robert, team. Tinkzel, I just had to ask because I don't know if you do or don't.
Could you repeat the
Team
question?
does.
Oh, do you speak Draconic?
No.
Okay. Team and Robert, you hear from the two little kobolds with the spears up front as they come running forward as they say,
What are you doing in our forest? Come, get out of the bush, get out of the bush. Put your weapons down.
Team's gonna look at Robert. And he's gonna look back at this kobold. And get out like some nice draconic.
Jackie's
much
face was
saying-
amazing there, by the way.
I don't speak draconic too much. So with that, he's gonna say, "We mean no harm."
Robert also says, what my friend says is true. In Draconic, yeah, it's very deep in Mordor speech, like Drew just did. I mean, no,
harm too. My name is Robert, as they say.
Hey, I don't care what your name is, put your weapons down.
Tell them we have porridge.
They don't look like friends, guys.
What's happening? What are they saying? Why are they saying that? What's happening?
Who do you serve, Black One?
As they seem to be speaking to Robert, as he says,
The many-faced god of cheddar and whispers on the wind is who I serve.
They say, no. Which flying lizard do you serve? Which one? Whose treasure do you hoard? Who do you guard? Who do you take from?
as they kind of, as he's like,
Do you mean a dragon? I serve no dragon.
they say,
Then who are the slaves you bring?
as team, again, you're the only one who also understands. He's,
You must understand, these are not slaves, these are my friends. They travel with me. Tell them, team.
Team's gonna put his hand out to Robert. Look at this. And Team's gonna squat down to the kobold's level and say, "The green one."
You serve the green one.
It is.
2 seconds. Okay. Chat, please pay attention. Right. Not you all. I need chat to pay attention. But I mean, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. It's just you're gonna hear what it is here in but a moment. But I like to give chat the option to make the green dragon's name here. Ritor, Freypar, Virasith, Blarg. I like Ithka. Ithka sounds like a dope green dragon name. As they kind of begin.
You serve Ithka.
He replies to you, team.
Yes.
Where have you
We
been?
come
this time?
bringing gifts.
One of them walks over to you, Summer. One of them with the spear, and he kind of takes the back end of the spear and just kind of pokes you. It doesn't look like it's going to be a menacing poke, more just like not sure what or who you are. As he kind of boom, boom, as you're like, ah.
I slap him.
Team's gonna hope someone speaks Sylvan, as he says, "Go with it" in Sylvan.
Does anyone speak Sylvan?
I speak Elven,
Not
so
the
it might
same.
sound like something that's similar to go with it, but I
You
don't
recognize it
understand.
in a similar way that someone's like, "Hey, ¿cómo estás?" It's very like you speak English and they're speaking Spanish. Like, you've been around it, but you don't know what they're saying.
I slap the dude harder.
You slap him back as he says, "Hey, team, I need you to roll a deception check."
Okey-dokey. Here goes my -1 deception check. Oh wait, I have a +1. Never mind. It's a 7.
It's a 7. What did Dark Abyss Keeper say? Because Dark Abyss Keeper always has Ithka the Emerald Plague. Well, that's canon.
Yup.
Ithka the Emerald Plague. Gotcha. Just writing that down for reasons. As the one speaking, who seems to kind of be the talker of the group. Team, as you say something in Sylvan, he takes the spear and turns it around and puts it right at Summer's throat as he says,
Quit speaking your spells. Bring them to Ithka.
This is no spell.
Then speak.
And Draconic again.
Draconic.
with your 7 in trying to say like, yeah, I serve the green one, and then you start speaking in other languages. The one kind of holding the metal rod comes up, and he looks a little bit more serious than the other ones there, as he kind of looks at you all. Tinkzel, he comes right up in your face, eye to eye, gnome to kobold size. He's got very much the little koboldy face, big long snout as he gets right up next to you. As he kind of sniffs around, he reaches up to your cheek and like pinches it like a little child. Do you push it?
Yeah, I like put my hand on his face and push it back away from me.
Does he? They speak back in Draconic, yelling out as he says,
Get the rat from the tree. Bring him down.
Speaking to the archers from back behind, as he says,
Ithka will know what to do with them.
Do I
Bring
get-
them to the
Ryan,
mountain.
Do I get the impression that these are definitely not nice people anymore?
one of them pointed a sharp part of the spear to your sister's throat, and they're speaking in absolute gibberish.
All right. Well, we will initiate what we call death from above.
Ah. Will you now?
Yes.
Okay.
How far away are the two archers?
You are pretty high up in the tree right now. I'd say you're about 40 feet up.
I can handle a 40-foot drop.
Okay. Sounds good. Are you going
Death from
to...
down under. Death from reverse down under.
The drop bear technique.
the drop bear. They'll claw your face off, man. All right. Are
I will
you...
initiate drop bear protocol.
Okay. I need
Just
two
let me know
things
what
to
you want me to
happen.
roll.
I need two things to happen. First off, I need you to roll an acrobatics check.
Can do. Oh, that's a nat 20 with a +7 in my dice that I'm not meant to show off yet.
Dude,
So 27.
solid.
Am I using my GFY?
I think you are.
Fine.
We'll take 1 point off for salt
Second
there.
nat 20 coming. This is going to be a Bree roll.
Oh god.
I mean, do I want to use my inspo? It's a pretty good roll. 15 plus 7, so that's 22. I'm pretty happy with
22.
that.
Solid. From this height, you are certain that you are going to hit your target. You have done jumps like this before in the circus. It's your thing. You jump off with dagger in hand and new piercing tail out in the other, ready to jump down. However, these two kobolds were trained with their bows at you. As you jump, they're going to fire 2 pop shots at you as you're falling down.
Of course they are.
Okay.
As I see this happening, can I lean into the dude that has the spear at my neck and say, you guys better not touch my penguin or my brother, you filthy little lizard. And I spit at him and cast Dissonant Whispers.
Ooh. Roll a quick perception. Are you doing this as a result of what they're doing or saying you see your brother fall from the tree?
Well, it depends if I see or not. I would do it either way.
Okay, then no worries.
Like, yeah.
Then no need.
Okay.
One more thing.
I would probably
Yes.
change what I said, but yeah, still want to spit at them.
Hold on, Tinksels.
While these guys are getting in my face, I'm getting kind of irritated. And I'm going to rage.
Ooh, start off with the rage. It's a good call.
Did not see that coming.
Tinksel, as soon as he grabs your cheeks like a child, you swat his hand away and you pull out your hammer as they kind of roll back. To them, Summer, you start speaking gibberish at them as they're like, they speak back in Draconic to you, team, like, quiet your slave down before you spit in his face as Salt, you jump off the side. And that seems like a decent place to pause for a break. So we'll pause for a break there real quick and continue with what happens as the 2 arrows are flying and the dissonant whispers are getting shot forth. So we'll pause for a break. It is 8:58 currently. How about a 7-minute break? We'll come back at 9:05. We'll do the giveaway for the first set of dice and go from there.
Let's do it.
Sound good to everybody?
Perfect.
Fantastic. We'll see you all
Let's
in
murder.
7 minutes. Let's murder.
Let's.
Welcome back, everyone, from that break. Hope you had a good one. Hope you're ready for everybody to die. Penguin McCool and whatnot. No, I wouldn't do that to y'all. I never would do that to y'all. That would be y'all doing that to y'all. Or apparently the players doing that to y'all. Right, let's give away some dice. How about we give away your set of dice here, Jackie? If you haven't done it yet, everybody needs to make sure that they get in their last second entries into the dice giveaway. Do that ! Lud so that you can win these awesome... What's the name of them again, Jackie?
Drew.
So, the name of these dice that were made by Jackie are called Trinkets of the Horde, which is quite apt for this session, which maybe even might be the name of the session. Who knows?
Trinkets of the Horde. Or it could be Yoded the Penguin. Who knows?
Or it could be TPK. Let's see what happens next week.
You just almost made me spit my drink all on my computer.
Jackie already got mad at me and commented on my Instagram where I said possible TPK this week. Right.
No one
I mean,
else noticed.
All right.
I blame Serenity. She's ready to take out Penguin.
Last few seconds, make sure that you all get your entries in and get this lovely set of the treasures of the horde. Trinkets of the horde, not treasures of the horde. I'm not going to get it right, but good dice. Make sure you get a good dice. Right.
Indeed.
Think we're good to go, Bree?
All right, we're closing it, guys.
Drum roll it.
Seeing a lot of people not being able to, like, not getting tickets for some reason.
I think they've already got.
They must have already done it, I would imagine.
Yeah. Don't forget that you have to follow to be able to enter as well.
Beautiful.
Cool. Right, entries are closing now, my friends. Drum
Entries are done.
roll. And the
Beautiful.
winner is
Anime Ninja 48.
okay.
Woo!
Congrats,
Congratulations.
Ninja.
Power of anime. God on my side.
Congratulations, Anime Ninja. Enjoy your new Trinkets of the Horde. Hopefully this will be a remembrance of the campaign that ends here and now as everyone dies to the cold.
Seven episodes in, we did pretty good. We got pretty far, guys.
Lucky number 7.
Yay.
In remembrance of Uncle.
Fantastic. Well, I think it's also time we go ahead and set up and start the second giveaway for, please name them yet again, Tinkzel.
These are Tink's treats.
Beautiful. Or Unicorn Dreams if you know. Tink's treats, absolutely
They're
wonderful.
non-edible.
Non-edible, fair enough. I mean, everything's edible if you're brave enough, or everything's edible once, as I like to say. But the stars in the background are absolutely wonderful and totally fit with the astronomy theme of the session, I would say.
Exclamation LUD, guys. Get it all
All right.
done now so then we can go back to normal chat.
Fantastic. Normal chat coming soon. And how about I show you the map that I made as quickly as possible during the break, as here is the new map for what's going on as we whoosh over from the fire back into the other section. This is the quickest map I could make. Here are some trees and some bushes and some combat ready to go for everything. You can see up here in the top left, Salt has the 2 archer dragonborn or kobolds that are near him. Everybody over here on the right is where we said they were before. However, I do have to point out the absolutely wonderful, since we're on the theme of Sailor Moon picture that I stole for Serenity's token.
Love
Her in the Sailor Moon outfit. Matter of fact, I think that there is a way I can make this Control L. Damn it, there used to be a command and I don't remember what it is. I thought it was Control L to force people to look at this trinket in large detail. Whatever, I'll do it later.
I mean, I'm just suggesting, but maybe a Sailor Moon themed one shot.
Dude, my heart, please, be still.
That would be amazing.
Right, so with that,
Be sparkly.
let's start
Chat
where
is
we left
saying-
off.
Oh, sorry. Shift Z is what chat is saying.
Shift Z. I was doing
Or
Shift
Z.
L. Let's do Shift
Z or
Victor.
just Shift Z?
That's it. There she is. Absolutely wonderful. Makes it a little bit bigger for everybody to be able to see.
Jackie's also in that picture.
I know. I only cropped it for this one, but we will have to show the embarrassing photo of her and Jackie later and post it up.
Not embarrassing. One of my favorite pictures in the whole world.
Embarrassing in a good way.
Wait a minute.
It's on our.
Full of embarrassment on them.
I think it's awesome. But yeah, it is on the Twitter banner. That is apparently where it took me to on the website. So it's on there. Right. So where we left off, first, Salt, you were jumping on the 2 of them. Then we'll go to Summer, who's doing the Dissonant Whispers. And then we'll get to the Ragey Barbarian. Work for everybody?
Sure.
Okay.
Indeed.
Actually, the only thing I have to swap locations-wise is you were technically up there, where the one with the metal thing was pinching your cheeks. Right. Salt, first off, you're getting attacked right up by 2 kobold archers as they fire their way over towards you. So 2 shots coming your way.
Have they ever fired to a acrobatic rat flying in the air?
You know, can't say that they have, but they do like birds. Right. That is 2 hits coming your way.
I can also ask the God of Chat if they wanted to use some GFYs there.
You can pray to the God of Chat if you want them to possibly miss their arrows
God
here.
of Chat. Shall we GFY? I believe Ryan has like 15 GFYs now.
I have 4 GFYs. Use them how you want, or, you know, save them. Up to you all.
18, right? 18 GFY?
Anima says, nah. I have 18, yeah. I got, you know, I just pack the GFYs in. GFY, one of them. All right, we'll do it on the first one. I like that idea. Kind of a mixed bag since the first one was a no. All right, so the first one I'll redo. Sadly, still a hit though. Went from a 19 down to a 16 before modifiers. Right.
Alrighty, take it
That's
on.
2 arrows from kobolds. Admittedly, unskilled. It's just the base D6 coming your way twice. So that is 7 points of piercing damage that as you jump off, they're trained at you. You try to miss. One of them just kind of pierces right along your side. However, the other one hits you right in your thigh as you jump off, attempting to attack them. You're going to come down with the dagger and the tail. Which one are you attacking with what, and how are we doing it? Give me your description.
We're going to come down with the dagger pretty much. The idea is that I'm going to land behind them, and the dagger's going to sort of land with me. Hopefully, if it hits his head and I go down the body, it slows me down enough. Sort of like imagine throwing into a cliff. And
I like that. Tell you what, if you do land the hit on that, I'll give you half damage. Rule of cool.
all right.
Roll to hit the first one and move yourself over behind it.
I will. It's a really good hit. Let's see if I get GFY or not. That's 19 plus numbers, so 26.
Definitely hits.
All right. Such a straight dagger damage. And you
Yep.
said half damage, did you?
You're going to take half falling damage,
Oh, gotcha.
which you're up 40
Cool.
feet up in the air, so you're going to take half from that. So that's 4d6, which would have been 13 points, but since it's half, you're going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall, as you use
Okay.
literally the knife down its spine as it goes down the kobold. And we'll, hell, you rule of cool, we'll count that as a crit, so you can double your dagger damage.
Alrighty. I will take that. So a 4 and a 3 is 7 plus.
Double the weapon
3.
part of the damage.
Yes. So 10 in total.
10 in total. Fantastic. Right, so the first one that you jump out of the tree and slam the dagger, trying to literally cut his spine out as you come down, enough to slow you down. However, you still take a heavy hit. Huge chunk goes out of this kobold here, and in doing so, he is now bloodied. They don't have much health on them.
Alright. And then as I land, boom, straight towards the other one.
Tail.
Yep, which will be my sneak attack, of course.
Beautiful. Go swashbucklers.
18 plus numbers is 23.
Definitely hits.
And now we get big numbers.
Plus that additional D4.
Oh yeah. This one's for team.
For team.
This one is for team. 6,
Team.
13, 14, 16, 17, 18 damages.
18 damages as your tail, the first one you stab into the back, the other one looks at you with surprise and mumbles out something that you don't understand before your tail slices back in through and out the back of his neck, not hitting a jugular or anything. However, there is a hole out the back from the inside of his mouth. You are very pleased by the new sharpness of your weapon.
I'll return his arrow into the hole.
You pull one of
From
his
my move.
arrows from his quiver out through the back.
Oh no, I'll take the one out of
okay.
my leg. Here you go. End of my movement. Here you go, buddy. And give him back the arrow.
Beautiful. Right, Summer, you're casting Dissonant Whispers. I need a wisdom save, correct?
Correctamundo.
Correctamundo. I do not make it. Do your Dissonant Whispers.
$13 points of psychic damage.
13 points of psychic damage. Hot dang. Hot diggity daffodil.
And then I look over at my brother as he is landing and stabbing someone with an arrow, and I say, hold the penguin, keep him tight, make my horrible mistakes right, and I give him bardic inspiration.
So pause on that purely from your kind of like starting this like as a surprise thing. So Dissonant Whispers is what you're going to get to do as your action. This won't be a full round turn. You're just doing your Dissonant Whispers.
I won't do a bonus action then.
Yeah. Dissonant Whispers, so I'm going to have disadvantage on attacks, correct? Is that the right one that I'm thinking of?
Let me
double
I
check.
think if I feel it, they have to run away, don't they?
Couldn't remember
Yeah.
if that's Vicious Mockery or Dissonant Whispers.
So he has to move as
Vicious
far as
Mockery,
he allows away from me.
Okay, beautiful.
Does not move into obvious danger like a fire or a pit.
Gotcha.
Or assault.
Then, as the final thing, Tinkzel, right in front of you, this small kobold with this little metal, almost like pipe thing, is, it pinches your cheeks as you just the pure like rage that emanates from your face. Your skin becomes tight and tart as he's like trying to grip into it as you swat his hand away, as your rage just builds up as you are pre-raged and ready to go for this next round. With that, I'm going to need initiative rolls from everyone.
Huzzah! I love your dice spray.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Today I do.
Okay, what do we got? Let's start with Tinkzel.
That's an 8.
8, okay. Jackie?
19.
19. Okay. Team?
21.
Okay. Summer?
17.
Salt?
24.
Nice.
Okay, sounds good.
Alert.
Plus initiative.
Right. With that, combat has officially begun. The kobolds react and begin spewing a myriad of draconic curse words at you all instinctually. As team, you're very familiar with what they're saying, some of which cannot be repeated for YouTube and Twitch's sake. As combat begins, Salt, you have the jump on these two. What are you wanting to do? It's your turn
So
again.
are they both still standing?
Bloodied but standing.
Whoa, even the one with a hole in his neck.
Yep, barely.
Alright, well, I'm going to stab him. Well, I'm going to attempt to stab him because you know how good my stabbing usually is.
Try.
And the stab is... Yep, 24. I'm loving this.
Ooh, I'm going to save your GFY. Yeah, go for the 24. On the one with the hole in his neck or the other one?
The one with the hole in the neck.
Do it.
That's 6 more damages.
6. As you put the arrow back in his neck, you actually take the pommel part of your dagger and jam it through the back of the kobold's neck, completely ripping it out the side as he tries to yell out something at you as he grasps onto his friend's armor there before his friend, in a move of self-preservation, pushes him off to try and be able to dodge your tail attack that's coming. But he dies.
Oh, he knows the tail attack's coming, is he? I will, instead of moving, I will grab my dagger now, fling it in the air and catch it. Hopefully, he looks at that while the tail comes around the side and attacks him.
Beautiful.
Look, little man, catch! 22!
Hits.
And of course, this is with the
Sneak.
ninja strike.
Yeah.
Sneaky, sneaky.
The
And I've
sneaky
lost a D4.
snakes.
There it is. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damages.
14 damages. As Salt, seeing them put a spear in front of your sister's neck, has thoroughly enraged you. Now, in a similar manner, covered in the blood of its friend, your new sharp pointed tail sticks through one ear and out the other before, on its way back, almost like a grip, it pulls the kobold down to the ground heavily. There's not even a cry to be made, as you have severed that function in the brain.
And then if I have any more movement, I'm not going to move. I'm just going to pick up his bow and just snap it. Put it on the ground.
Snap it on your hand. I'm totally fine for that. Right. That's 2 kobolds down. Team, you're up next.
Brandishing the new masterwork short sword I have and my shield.
Oh, for chat, because we actually talked about that afterwards. The short sword that he picked up from the bandit lord happened to be a masterwork short sword. Woo.
That was 5, 10. All right, I'm gonna get behind this guy.
Do it.
And I'm gonna smack him.
Schmackin'.
Smack him. That's gonna be a 16 to hit.
16 does hit.
All right. 1d6 plus 4. Hey, that's 5 plus 4, so that's 9 slashing damage.
9 slashing damage. Solid.
And then I'm going to... oh, that was... Hold on. I was flanking. Let me just make sure.
See if you get the crit.
Okay, yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was a critical fail. And so now I'm going to move boop, boop, boop. my mobility
Okay, you're going to take an
Away
attack
from
of
him.
opportunity.
from
The one that you just hit.
nope mobility,
Oh, that's right. You good? Never mind, fam.
and now I'm going to action surge and hit this one in front of Zinnia,
Oh, do it.
and that's at advantage. No fucking lie, that's a twin tig.
That's a twin dig. All right, yeah, you
That's
get a
a twin
crit.
tig.
High numbers,
many-
everybody, tonight.
Nat 20s is that 4 times this session?
Yeah.
It's been a lot.
2 of them, in addition, were from Tinkzel. All right,
It's a 6.
so less
So-
damage than the original.
So 6 plus 4, so we're
Okay.
doing 10 plus another 6. So 16 all day.
Ah, never mind. I thought you meant 6 total. Okay. Sounds good. As you come over with your masterwork short sword with the cut knocked out, it's very much a pirate's cutlass with the notch on the end to pull swords away. As you slam into the side of this kobold's shoulder as they retch out towards you as they're like, brother, attempting to get you not to hurt them as you made the first move. Right. He is barely up. They are bleeding as well. Think that's it for your turn then.
If I can, in Draconic, reply to him. You pointed spears at my slaves.
Wonderful. Nobody else knows that he called you that. Right. It goes to Zinnia. It's your turn.
All right, I am going to get my shield in front of me, whip my spear out from back of me, and I'm going to lunge for the one in front of me.
Beautiful.
Roll to hit. 18 to hit.
Definitely hits.
All right. Okay, with 5 points of slashing damage. Piercing, slashing, piercing.
As he cries out in Draconic, you have no idea what he's saying. He's turned around to Team in an attempt to plead or argue or something. You stick the tip of your spear right through the back of his spinal cord, coming back out the neck, kind of causing his neck to go limp as he falls down as you pull your spear out in one quick motion, like a professional, as he falls dead onto the ground.
Clean my spear before putting it back.
Putting it back up on your shield, ready to go. What else are you doing?
Yeah, that's it. Everyone's pretty okay, right? Yeah. I will turn to face the one in front of Summer, but that's it.
Okay, sounds good. That is your turn then, Summer. I don't know if you're muted or not.
Sorry, I was, but
Okay.
So I am going to look at this stupid little lizard dude and say, I heard your dragon doesn't even like you. And then I'm gonna cast
Ooh.
Great.
Oh,
So that's a whiz save.
so rude, right? He does save, actually, unless chat really thinks that that was such a good one that I need to get bent.
And then because he doesn't understand me, I'm just gonna stab him in the face with my tail.
Fair enough. Yeah, that works. Go for an attack.
Yep. That's can I go to 2?
Okay, yeah. You
I'm really sad, okay?
you might really be able to upset him had he spoken your language, but you're like, your dragon doesn't even love you. Like I hope Penguin McCool still loves me. And so he's like, what? As you then try and stab at him. He's like,
You know what? I'm gonna use my inspiration to re-roll the
attack?
ale, yeah.
okay, yeah, sounds good.
Not still real sad about Penguin.
Okay,
That was
beautiful. Yeah, still real sad as he holds up his shield. He's still frightened of you from your spell from earlier. However, he has his wits about him and doesn't understand you. As he's like, Penguin, as he tries to like mimic what you're saying.
Hey, Ryan, I hate to interrupt for the moment, but Jason at D&D 214 Dice said with all the nat 20s, D&D 214 Crafting Geeks will be putting $10 for every nat 20 in this session to the charity for the Lebanese Red Cross.
Dude, Jason, that's so awesome. Look at that,
Thanks,
man.
Jason.
That's
Every-
amazing.
Jason's the MVP of the night.
Can we get
I'll
a
change to the die with only 20s on it.
Can everybody put a smiley face in the chat for Jason? Because I think that's nice, and I want him to get a bunch of smiles for what he's doing. So thank you, Jason. Smile faces all around. Beautiful. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, that is worth pausing for. Thank you, Drew, and thank you, Jason. All right. Beautiful. After summer, it does go to the kobold's turn. The one here with the metal rod that seems to be right in front of you, Tinkzel, tries its best to lay the smackdown on you. It takes the metal rod very much like a club and tries to waylay it and essentially break your kneecaps. It does hit. For 7 points of bludgeoning damage. However, you are a barbarian. You rage. That is a good thing you rage ahead of time. So that's only going to go down to 4 points of bludgeoning damage as it tries to break your kneecaps. However, you are far too strong to be broken by some metal pipe. However, what it does try to do with this... Oops, say what?
Too strong and too irritated.
Too irritated. Your anger is more out of irritation than it is pure just rage. However, what it tries to do with this reminds people similarly to what Salt does in that after it attacks, it tries to run away. It seems to be a bit too slippery for you to be able to attack it in an opportunistic manner, Tink. It has some ability that lets it move without taking opportunity attacks as it runs backward. Next, the one next to Summer is forced to run as far away from you as it can. However, before it does, it is going to try and make an attack on you, as you are.
I don't think it can.
Oh, it can't? Is that part of dissonant? It just has to use its full thing to run as far away as possible? That works.
Let me check.
Yeah, double check me on that one.
I don't want to lie to you.
I thought it was just uses the full
It must
movement.
immediately use its reaction to move away. So
Oh.
it should have moved next turn. Yeah.
Should have moved already. All right, well, let's just go ahead and have it move as far as it can. In doing so, team, you will get an opportunity attack, and Tinkzel, you will as well.
Do I get an opportunity attack as well?
Yes, you would. And Xenia, everybody, attack this thing.
Everybody!
That's a 15 plus 6, so 21.
21, Tink,
16.
16, Xenia,
The dog's out. Sorry. Oh, that's a natural one. Natural 1.
Summer,
21.
21. Xenia, what you do is you take the back end of your spear and push it to where it kind of falls backwards. As everybody roll your damage, team Summer and Tink.
Oh.
9 slashing.
9 slashing.
I lost my die.
Oh no.
Wow.
Hold on. It's back. 8.
8.
Piercing.
Tink,
14 bludgeoning.
14 bludgeoning. So as this thing trips and falls down, this giant chrome hammer, as well as the sword from Summer, stabs into its leg. Team, you slash its leg to where one leg falls off on the ground, and Tink, you bring your hammer of irritation down on this kobold skull, pulling a Gallagher all over this forest floor.
Group kill.
Combo breaker. Fantastic. You all absolutely destroy this thing.
What did you say about my penguin?
Wonderful. Right. With the 2 that are left, this one has attacked and moved. However, this one here with the torch holds it up to his face, right up next to it, to where the fire is right in front of his face, as it takes 3 steps back and looks at you all and says,
Come no closer. Don't make me.
as he points his hand up to the sky and takes more steps back, getting behind his companion there. He seems to be waiting. Tink, it's your go.
Okay. I'm going to go for the one directly in front of me.
Okay. Actually, that guy can only move there. Never mind.
I've got 35 feet of movement, so that should bring me
Oh,
to him.
wouldn't have mattered anyway. Oh, yeah, I'm moving you. That's right.
Yeah, I don't have control.
Oh, I thought I made it so you did. But either way, yes, go for it. Yeah, I might not have updated it. Either way, you are right up next to him now.
All right, attack number 1.
Get me those hits.
That's a 24.
Definitely hits.
Do you want me to roll my second attack, or?
Let's see what the first one does.
11.
11. Seems to be exactly what you need. So as the one with the torch up to its mouth runs backwards and says, "Take no step closer," you don't listen as you take your great hammer and bring it up much like a baseball bat, and very similar to a baseball bat, cleave this kobold's head from its shoulders as it flies and lands somewhere in the direction and distance of Salt, off to the side as he dies.
Tink is all about precision.
You fixed him, you know? He looks better now. With that, Tink, as you do something, this kobold here was holding its reaction to, it seems to breathe into the fire, sending a jet of flame upwards into the sky. As it flies up between the trees, you'll suddenly see what appears to be, in real life terms and days, the equivalent of like a flare gun as it crackles above. You still have the rest of your turn.
Not great. So how much movement do I have left? Can I get to the next guy?
Let's see, you went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You went 25. You could go 10 more.
Just not close
Until the
enough.
fight get me to him, huh?
Hey, you've yeeted a penguin. You could yeet other things.
That's true.
Into a tree.
I'm gonna yeet the spear or whatever this goblin that I just killed, or kobold that I just killed had.
Oh, you're going to pick up a spear and yeet?
Yeah.
Great. I'm going to say you run over the body and grab its small spear, which would be the equivalent of a javelin, as you pick it up and get right in this other one's face and yeet the javelin, aiming for the heart. Go for it. Roll me a hit, which for this case will just be your strength check, as if you were hitting with no bonuses to your weapon. So strength plus proficiency. If you are proficient, which I think barbarians are proficient in all weapons.
That's a 21 then.
Hits, solid hit. So that is a D6, I want to say, or is it D4? I want to say a javelin's a D6, so we're going to say it's a D6, and we can change that later if that's not true. D6 plus your strength.
And with my raging
Oh, yeah.
attack bonus, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. As soon as this fire goes up instinctually, you continue your attack. Irritated as hell, you pick up this javelin and with much more force than you originally threw Penguin McCool, as you are angry. It slams into this kobold's chest here. He is not looking good at all. He appeared to be frail to begin with compared to his companions. He is barely standing up, the javelin sticking in and out of its rib cage as it kind of stands and tumbles backwards a little bit. Anything else that you're doing?
I think that's my turn.
All right, fantastic. Robert decides to step forward, and he looks back at all of you and he says,
What are you doing? They didn't attack us. They were going to take us to the dragon. We should have listened.
as Robert is going to look over, speaking to all of you in common. However, the kobold responds back in Draconic, and he says,
Speak your common tongue. You'll all be dead soon.
as Robert then looks over and says,
Well, what?
as he uses the rest of his action to move and get right up in the kobold's face. So if the kobold moves, Robert's going to do something to him with the rest of his turn. But he doesn't have anything he can do with his bonus action. As it goes over to Salt.
Salt intensifies. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Oh, Robert, you're making it difficult on me. Okay, I can get there. I am going to skip over to here, kick the head if it's in the way, and then all right. Yep. I'm just gonna go stabby stab, and we'll just finish this guy off, and then we can work out Robert later.
Do it. Hit me up.
I'm like, Robert, it's okay. I can handle him. I got you, mate.
This is not what I mean.
As you go in with the dagger attack.
dagger attack. 11 plus 5, 16.
16 hits.
Phew, getting better at my dagger. That's 5 damages.
Describe your kill.
Huh. All right, I'll be like, Robert, I got this. And while I'm kind of looking at Robert, my hand just sort of goes over neck level, sort of twists it a few times, and as it pulls it out, I go, see, done. And then the body just pulls away.
As you stab it into the neck, he's like, oh, as you literally do like a, see, it's all good, and it, like, kind of cause the kobold to like move around and dance as you twitch on his nervous system doing that. As he drops the torch down onto the ground, and his body falls over it. Robert's like,
It's not at all what I meant. But
Oh, you wanted the whole kill. That's all the kill. I'm so sorry, Robert. I was just trying to help.
Are
at
we
that.
out of... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, are we out of combat right now?
There appears to be no combat reasonings. You are out of combat. You're
we
free
need to
go
get
back
the
to your
hell out
normal.
of here.
Yes, we have to move now.
Slide it back over to the other screen so that we can see people more. Tinkzel, yes, in a very irritated voice. You have your irritation damage. You turn back and you're like, of course we need to go now. As Salt, you're more confused at like, why? They're dead.
Yeah, my tail hasn't picked up any pouches yet.
Did you not see the giant
The
flare
drag-
that went up into the
It was
sky?
impressive. We had this one at a circus once, and he was sort of like, out of his mouth, and
Teams
everyone
running and
clapped.
grabbing Salt.
That's great.
and running with Salt.
Robert will grab him under the other arm with you. As Salt, you're like, it was great, and you hold your hands out just enough for both of the Dragonborns to pick you up under your arms as you're basically being carried off. Where are y'all headed?
Careful of the hat.
Away.
I got assist.
Away where?
I think. Which way should we go?
Towards the mountain.
to the
The
mountain.
mountain it is.
Run!
As
Leg it, boys and girls, leg it.
you're being carried, like, leg it, let's
So this
go.
flame sort of came out of the mouth, and it was like a big circle.
Stay under the trees.
As you all begin running northern, heading towards the mountain as quickly as you can. Unless anybody's doing anything otherwise, just want to ask to make sure.
Should we have asked that dead lizard where we should be going?
I don't think we're gonna need to.
Okay. Y'all are saying this as you're running. Summer's like, should we have asked him where we're going? As you pass over the body that Salt was doing the making him twitch and dance thing with. As Tinksel's like, annoyed. No, I don't think we need to. As y'all make a sprint towards the mountain slope there as quick as you can, carrying Salt overhead. Running quickly. Robert and team Salt, you were currently being carried. Do you allow this to continue?
Sure, why not?
Just making sure.
This is comfortable.
I figured as you're like, I can rest my legs for a little bit.
I'll actually just keep talking to Robert about the flame blower in the circus. I won't bore you with the RP of it unless you want me to.
No, it's good. You, as you're like, well, we had a friend who was doing this. As Robert's like, I don't think this is the time. He's like, that's what he always said too. As like, you'll
Yeah.
continue to run.
You had to cut the
through.
3 down unders before the time was right.
Exactly. As y'all keep running, you get towards the base of the mountain where you saw those stones originally come running down. You can see there's quite a few trees that still go up the mountain from here. However, the mountain is now sloped, so you're going to be running up and into the mountain. You're getting more, instead of just grass and dirt beneath your feet, every now and again you feel what is rocky pieces down below, starting to get more and more solid ground, heavy rock as you run upwards towards this mountain. The trees are getting younger here, many of them no longer of that giant oak redwood size. They're much more smaller things that kind of bend and flow into the mountain as wind hits them a lot more. They don't make it too long before they eventually and new trees come and take their spot from here. However, as you all are running, I need a perception check from everyone.
That was so fucking close. I
That's
landed
no-
it on the nat 20 and then rolled over to a 14.
We're trying to make him spend so much extra money on charity for a good cause.
I want Jason to spend all the money.
Zinnia?
That's another natural 1.
Oh, gotcha. Salt.
So what he was doing, right? 7. I
Summer.
got no clue. He uses this really
Tinkzel.
cool material.
That's an 11, and I'm also looking for something for us to hide under.
Okay, sounds good. Team, what was yours one more time? Because I think you had the highest.
14.
Okay, still not much. However, as y'all are running, Salt, you get the impression that your words are landing on deaf ears as Robert looks up and is kind of looking up to the sky, knowing what could be around and what's rolling. The god of chatter and whispers has blessed Robert with good eyesight, and a whisper on the wind tells him that he should be looking up right now. As he does so, you see him kind of stop and cower for a minute before the rest of you see just a shadow pass by, as if a tree waved in front of the sun briefly, as Robert looks back at all of you and says, "Run faster!" As he drops you onto the ground so that you can run and pulls you by the collar so that you, Robert and team, are no longer being encumbered by the carrying of this small being. You all begin running up the land as quickly as you can before what must have been just a small and brief mischance for this dragon to have seen you. You hear the loud roar of what must be Ithka, the Emerald Plague, from behind you. Landing in the forest, you hear loud as its bellowy echoes call out for its kobold companions and servants, trying to find them and figure out what's wrong. You all do, in fact, leg it up the mountain as quickly as humanly or ratfolkly possible, going as quickly as you possibly can up this mountain, trying to run away as fast as possible. You start to see less trees. You start to see more sheer cliffs going up this mountain. There seems to be an impasse, a spot that you are kind of stuck at. Without trying to go around the mountain, you now suddenly find yourself in what is the open here, with nowhere to go but back where you came from or up. There seems to be maybe about a 60-foot cliff up ahead of you that seems to be blocking your way. There's several bushes and trees around you that are kind of at the base of this thing. However, there seems to be a ridge line up at the top of this cliff. Robert kind of looks over and says, "Fuck." Sorry.
What do we think's more dangerous, the cliff or the dragon?
Clearly, the cliff.
Tinkzel, you pause this for a moment and think, the dragon, of course. What is wrong with these people?
I turn around and go, "Who's got a rope? Who's got a rope? Who's got a rope?"
I got a rope. I got climbing gear. I also got I can give us a head start. I got this backpack.
Give me the rope. Give me the rope.
You throw off 50 feet of the rope, not quite enough to make it to the top. Does anybody else have rope?
I do.
Yes.
I'm gonna pull it out and
Team.
Cool. I just yell, start tying, give him one end, and then just run up the
Tinkzel,
to the other end.
roll me a sleight of hand to tie these ropes off together. And team, you can do it as well, since it's both of your ropes.
sleight of hand. Yep.
Ooh, Serenity looks so happy at her roll. What'd you get?
A solid 3.
Team.
That's a 13 plus 3, so 16.
Sounds good. Team, you try and tie off a section of it here. Tinkzel is trying her best to quickly. She has tiny hands, not quite as quick as you are at this. She's able to get in between the knots, but not, just as fast and able to take large bits of rope. You try and tie a little rope around as Tinkzel pulls a bit through between the two of you. You think you've got this rope secured and locked away. You hand it on over to Salt quickly.
I'm already going up while this is happening.
Salt, you grab one end of the rope and begin running up as they're tying it off to the other side. Ratfolk, Tinkzel, you've seen them before. Apt climbers. They don't seem to hardly slow down at all as they begin scaling this cliff face. Summer, what are you doing?
Real worried.
Okay,
I'm
Zinnia.
real worried.
I mean, I'm trying to help them set up the rope as best as I can, but I think I'm just trying to get up that cliff too.
Sounds good. Salt, you get up to the very top. You notice that there's a few boulders here on the side that are right on the edge of this cliff. There's a few trees, maybe about 20 or 30 feet back over there. However, with the length of rope you have, you might be able to tie it to the tree, or you can chance it with the boulder.
Let's do the tree.
Tree. You run back to the tree. You have 100 feet of rope here as you do your best to tie it onto the end of the tree. Roll me a sleight of hand.
14 plus 7 is 21.
21. You have thoroughly secured this part of the rope to the tree. It's not going anywhere. Matter of fact, after you tie it off, you actually hold the end of it to make sure that it can't slip through the other side of this knot. You know this is very important for you to be able to do. So when you do
So well tied, it actually has a pouch hanging off it now too.
yeah, just for flair, just to mark it. You take the time. Yes, you put a little pouch on the end of it. Before Salt, you kind of yank on the other side. Before Team Tinkzel, you feel the other end of the rope being pulled at a universal sign of good to go.
All
Robert
right,
says, go, go, go.
go.
Who's going first?
I'll go first.
Team, you grab on best you can and situate yourself and start climbing up. I need an athletics check out of you.
As I'm climbing, I'm telling Ada to get out of my rib cage and fly up to Salt. Just in case I fall and die.
Okay, I'll do that. As you hear something in another language and yelling between the skeletal man and his undead pet as he flies up and heads over to the top of the cliff. Salt, you see Atta fly up and near you as it bites on to the other end of the rope to help secure it as well.
It's a 19. It's a 19. Plus 5, it's a 19.
Sounds good. Team, you grab on and start climbing up. You're a decent bit of the ways up. As Team is maybe about 10 or 20 feet up, there's an opening here for other people to join on if they'd like, or if they're going to let Team go all the way up first.
I'm gonna wait until Team gets to the top, then I'm gonna get on the rope, because if he falls, I want to heal him. That's just on the back of my head.
Okay, Zinnia, you kind of wait there. Summer?
Can I kind of scurry up alongside people as they're climbing to keep an eye on them and try and, I don't know.
Grab them. Should need be.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Right, yeah. Summer.
Like kind of guide.
Summer, you walk right along Team. You're like, yeah, good. You can do this. Definitely. Not a problem at all. As you're climbing up the side of the mountain there. Team, no problem. You basically do the SWAT walk up the side of the mountain. Very, very easy. As you get further...
I'm retrying, like, going through my rib cage again in reverse. I'm finding it's easier to go up rather than down. It's a little too fast going
Absolutely. You climb up before you get to the other end of the knotted rope, getting to the top. Summer, you're like, good, almost there. As Team, you get up and push yourself up to the top of the cliff and over. Who's next?
Thank you.
Tink is gonna go last.
Okay, sounds good. Robert,
Zinnia, go, go, go.
All right, I'll go.
okay, Zinnia, you grab onto the bottom of the rope and begin climbing. Roll me an athletics check. Summer, do you go back down?
Yeah, I want to kind of assist her with her climb as well. Be like, put your feet there. Yeah, that's right.
Sounds good. What'd you
19.
get? 19. Solid. Equal roll. Summer, you begin climbing up. Summer, you're like, yeah, another really good roll there. Another good climb as you're also doing the SWAT thing. Zinnia, you're like, yeah, thank you. You being a Leonin, a bit heavier than Team, you pull one before you feel the rope kind of slip a little bit and pause. It seems to hold. You hesitantly move the rest of the way as Summer's like, see, that wasn't good. You should not do that as you begin climbing.
Be lighter, just a little.
Further. Getting your way up to the top of the cliff and over onto the other side. Team, you help her up the rest of the way. Summer, you scurry back down.
Can I inspect where the rope was tied? Could I notice where she was kind of faltering?
You can totally try it.
What do you want me to do?
Robert's
for that?
like, Tink, go.
Roll an investigation.
Does Tink also notice that happen?
Perception.
That is 11. I'm wondering if I'm lucky enough to try that again or not.
I don't know.
But that is so far an 11.
11. Okay. It looks like it's going to hold as it caught on the other end of the rope. It seems to have
That
hit
is-
a knotted part there.
I did get the luck approval from chat,
Okay. Yeah. Going to do it.
and I rolled exactly the same number.
Beautiful. Thank
Not
you, God
lucky.
of Whispers and Shatter. Tinkzel, what was your roll?
13.
13. You didn't see anything other than normal climbing, kind of, stutter, stop, go type maneuvers. However,
I-
as you're looking up at that, you did kind of get a bit distracted, as when you were looking up, Zania, you're getting towards the top. You all hear what sounds, instead of a raged sound coming from the forest, it sounds more like a cry of kind of weeping as if they lost their servant. You hear before it sounds like an ant bellow, and many of the birds in the trees take off as you realize, shit.
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
We gotta go. Hey, big guy, could you, both of us at the same time?
Sure, let's go.
You both kind of grab on. Do you want to be holding the rope or onto him?
Very specifically, I would like to be on his shoulders and also holding the rope, not really helping climb, but just so I'm grabbed
Gotcha.
on.
Team,
Ready to
Linnea,
grab
can you
just
help
in
me
case?
pull?
Yeah, you hop onto his shoulders as Robert's like, okay. As he kind of does one of those tie it up his arm as he goes to catch himself just in case. Summer, you're like, excellent. This is exactly what we want. Keep going. Robert,
I would also like to help pull
Anything
the rope, like start pulling them up.
Anything happens, grab onto me. Tight.
okay, will do. As he begins going up, team, you start pulling it up as well. Robert gets up to about 40 feet off the ground to where the knot itself reaches before a similar reaction to Zania. However, no other knot to catch himself. The ropes briefly as Robert goes into a free fall. However, Tink, he does try and grab at your legs. I need Tink and Robert to roll strength saving throws as you try and grab the other part of the rope and Robert grabs your feet.
Can I, when as I'm alongside them, can I try and grab the rope and like assist in some way, like rope?
Yeah,
hand?
you could definitely
Which way?
aid Tink. So Tink, the way we do it is you would get advantage on that roll. So Summer, you basically grab onto Tink's arm as she grabs one arm under there. You try and grab one arm under her.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Salt.
Yeah, check.
Medusa wants to give her inspo to Robert.
I see. Should Robert get it?
I mean, it is the god of chat.
It is Robert who does worship the god of chat as a paladin of chat.
I have my save number.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Tell me yes or no before I hear what Tinksel's save number is.
I see yes.
Yes, yes.
yes.
Okay. He'll use his inspo. Okay. Solid.
Medusa is my girlfriend. I am his god.
So let me live it. Wonderful. Tink, what's your number?
26.
26, which is good because the inspo roll was lower. As Robert slips through, tries to grab with a 26, that's enough for you to grab onto the rope. As you grab onto, not in a comfortable way, the kind of horn-like feature on the back of Robert's head and hold onto him. Very Captain America holding onto the helicopter and the ground at the same time as he is a heavy dragonborn.
You got this, guys. You got this. We can do it. We can do it.
He grabs
Summer-
onto your arm. Team, you are currently holding the other side of the rope that they are holding onto.
Zinnia.
Zinnia.
Zinnia, help.
I was helping. Sorry, I was already helping.
Pull
Roll
the cord
strength
on my
checks
backpack.
to try and pull them up.
Summer, if
Oh,
you're right there,
no.
pull the cord on my backpack. I got him. Just pull the cord.
You grab Summer, you also pull and help. Roll a strength check for
Pull
you
the
too,
cord
Summer.
on her backpack. I pull the cord on her backpack.
My backpack is a balloon.
Wonderful. As Team Zania, you begin pulling up. Suddenly, you all fall to your back, thinking, "No, you lost Robert and Tinkzel, fallen to the ground. No!" As suddenly you see a little gnome holding on to the horn of Robert the Dragonborn as a small little weather balloon, hot air balloon, flies up and over the side of this wall here.
Holy shit, Tink! I really like you!
Robert's like, oh, thank
I
you,
got
little one.
As you begin flying up with the balloon, Tink, roll a perception check.
14.
14. You look back into the forest briefly. You don't see any movement. You're still a little skeptical and a little bit scared, but you look up ahead. This path up this mountain zigzags and winds further before you see another cliff, however much smaller, only about 40 feet in height. It's up to you whether you want to disengage the balloon or keep it going and just fly right on over it.
So the balloon gives me 20 feet of height.
20 feet of flying, or is it just you float 20 feet?
Cast levitate.
Ah, wonderful. Okay, well, the 20 feet, actually, because at that 40 feet is just enough to get you over this cliffside. However, as you're flying up and over to the side, you do see another small cliff, about 40 feet tall, up this little zigzag ridge line that y'all are making it towards. Before you do, think that there is some sort of summit, something at the top of the mountain that you might be able to make it and seek shelter to.
We got one more to go.
As Team, you and Zania, seeing this balloon float and land next to you, the backpack falls and retracts into Tinkzel's backpack there.
My
As-
levitate lasts 10 minutes.
10
and,
minutes.
I'm just going to kind of hold on to Robert's horns because I can't control where I go.
Beautiful. As you're holding on to Robert on his horns, he's like, you can let go. You're like, I think it's better not.
You know, I'm real good right here, bud.
I'll tie the rope around the tree.
Salt, you begin untying it. You and Atta basically bites at it. Doesn't really do anything. But you untie the rope. Regaining your 250 feet of length ropes, you throw one over to Tinkzel, but you hold on to Teams there as she points out the cliff side up ahead, maybe about another 200-300 feet of zigzag pathway up this mountain there. Say again?
If I can, I'll hold on to both.
Okay, yeah, you hold on to both pieces of rope. What are y'all doing?
Curry.
Where can I get one of those? I'm pointing at your backpack.
Special
Agreed.
order. We'll deal with it later.
Yes. Let us go. I'm so happy you are both not dead. Let's go.
Run.
Going up, up. Is that the way to go?
As Robert runs with you holding onto his head and basically sitting onto his horns there, he kind of does the, like, my head's really heavy, lean back bob as he runs and gets over towards the cliff face there.
I just pat his head gratefully.
Patting it. Is everyone heading towards the next cliff face?
Yeah, I want to keep an
I'm
eye
also
out.
looking back. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Brie.
I was just gonna say I want to keep an eye out for that real loud noise that we heard.
Okay,
Sounds
cool.
good.
We had the same idea. We're
Yeah.
both looking back.
As y'all kind of do a quick backwards run while everyone heads up to the next cliff, roll me a perception.
I'm not looking. I'm just legging it.
Just run. Are you Salt?
Flat 15.
15. 10. You look back. You don't see anything. You do think you see some rustling of some trees, but you're not sure if it's wind or if it's what you're afraid of. Everyone continues to run. Salt, you have both pieces of rope under your arms before everyone gets to the bottom cliff face of this next cliff here. What are you doing?
I get up as quick as I can.
Climb, 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 climb. You get to the top of this cliff face. It is much shorter, only 40 feet in height. However, this cliff face doesn't appear to have any trees on the other side of it to tie anything off to. You might have to hold on
Does
to
it have a
that rope.
giant boulder?
It does not. There are some way further up ahead. You might be able to try and push and hopefully land it on the edge of this cliffside here.
How far up ahead?
It's maybe about 100 feet or so.
Whoa.
Tink, as you and Robert are sitting there at the bottom of the cliff, your balloon begins floating you up a little bit higher, just to give you a little bit more vantage point in view. You're about halfway up the cliff at this point as you're holding on to Robert, as he's like,
This isn't exactly comfortable.
kind of squirming under you. But you are floating as you're halfway up this cliff so far.
Is there anything sticking out of the cliff?
There are bits of rocks. You could definitely try your best to maybe hit the rope on one of the jetted out pieces there.
I was thinking of using the 100-foot and just draping it across, so that 2 lengths of rope come down, and it
I've got-
uses the
Tink?
counterweight to keep it in place.
I've got climbing gear. I got pittance. We can.
Tink yells out to Salt up at the top, I have pittons!
Yeah, but they're down there.
And you look over the side and see her halfway up.
I'm right here.
Summer scurries up to where Tink is and like grabs the pittons and starts.
You look for Tink to hand them to you, or however Tink is holding on heavily to Robert, so you reach into her pack and grab out 2 climbing pittons and put them on over your shoulders as you climb the rest of the way up the side of the cliff there. Zinnia and team, you are looking back, just kind of waiting, hoping, hurrying. As Summer, you and Salt now have 2 climbing pittons that you can try and put into the ground and tie the rope onto if you'd like.
Cool. What do these do?
I think we're meant to throw them at the dragon.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, we haven't got the dragon yet.
She said they were for climbing. I'm guessing that we can like hammer them in. Your hammer! Get your hammer out! Get your hammer out!
You did just get a hammer.
I grab my hammer.
You pull out Smithy's hammer and take your pittons and try and slam them down into the ground. I need a strength check from you, Salt.
I'm just gonna encourage him with song and give him bardic inspiration.
You get bardic inspiration as Summer says, like, hammer the fucking thing into the ground.
Works with one hammer, one hammer, so it works with one hammer. But he hasn't got
15 plus 0, so 15.
15. It is enough to jam it into the rock. You actually see a crack go along the cliff face, and you think, well, that's bad, but it seems to hold as you tie the rope quickly along the edge of this pitten here and throw the other end of it off. You only need 1 rope to do so. Team Zinnia, the rope lands right in between you, almost hitting you in the face onto the ground. Tinkzel, it's right next to you and Robert, to where you feel like you could grab it and climb the rest of the way if you'd like.
Team, you first, go.
Tink,
Okay.
roll me a strength check to climb up it.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, while she's rolling that, I love all of you very much, and I don't want to be that guy, but the Eagle Scout in me is screaming, it's Piton.
Pitten, Pitona.
Not Pitten, it's Piton.
Piton.
So Tinkzel, the Pitten, helps you get your way the rest of it. What was your score?
Is that in athletics?
Yes.
16.
16. As you grab onto the rope, Robert seems to have a similar ability as you, as Salt. You hold on to the pitten just in case to make sure that it doesn't pull out onto the side.
The one in my hand or the one in the ground?
The one in the ground. Summer, you also hold on to it. You say, the pitten, make sure you grab the pitten. The pitten is very important. The pitten is what we need. Tinkzel, you and Robert.
But sis, I
climb.
heard they were called pitons.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong. As the rest of you climb your way up.
They're
Tinkzel.
aluminium.
Tinkzel, as it is from your
Aluminum.
pack, what are they called?
I think they're called pins.
Oh, they're called pittons. Isn't that neat? As you and Robert climb your way up and over the side of the wall there. Zinnia, you and team see a clear way.
Uh-huh. This is very good. Thank you all. Hate you all. Just start climbing.
Okay, go ahead and roll a athletics.
Shit.
Ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da.
Athletics plus 3, 13. Look at
13.
me go.
Sounds good. Because of the rope, it's enough. You climb, though you do struggle, and it takes you a bit longer than you'd like. Your bones are getting a little weary, a little tired before you get to the side of the cliff. When behind you, you see almost a green light against the wall before you look back, and a jettison of acid spews up into the air out from the forest before you start to see giant green wings that seem to knock over trees around you as you get up to the top. Zinnia, everyone turns and sees this giant green thing. You are the last one at the bottom of the cliff. Going up?
Up,
I figured.
up.
Roll me an athletics check.
Come on. That's a 6 plus 4, 10.
10. Exactly what you need to not fall off of this as you pull. You go as quickly as you possibly can after hearing this thing. You climb. Team Robert pulling on the rope, getting you up as quickly as possible. Tink, you're still holding on to their head as you hold on one arm onto Robert's head and you use your other arm to help pull the rope up because you are quite strong. As everyone pulls the rope up and gets Zinnia up there as quickly as possible. All of you stand on the edge of this small cliff on this mountainside as you see what is described as Ithka, the Emerald Plague, begin to take flight from the bottom of the mountain. its head aimed towards you. What do?
Yeah, so like Robert, that image there is exactly what it was like in the circus when he was blowing the flame, but
Robert-
except this is more like acid than flame.
Puts
I-
his hand around your mouth and begins carrying you upwards.
Wait, so
Tinks-
what's around us right now?
Right now, you're on a cliff face. There are several bits of rock on the side, mostly pebbles. There are some larger boulders, and by larger, about people size, scattered throughout the landscape a little bit further up. You can see what appears to be the peak of this smaller, albeit mountain, maybe about 200 feet up, this zigzagged kind of path. You do also see, off to the side, there's a small campfire that seems to have gone out recently with very, very small tents. Some few trinkets, odds and ends, cups. This probably is where the kobolds bedded down on the side of the mountain, you would imagine, based on the size of the tents. But that's what you see is around you, and you see the summit of the mountain nearby.
Tents? Summit. Tents or summit? Tents. Immediate.
What are we doing? Gut reaction,
Oh,
everyone.
We still have to get that star, right? Summit.
Leg it.
Yeah, like it.
Like it?
Okay.
Team Zania?
Yep. Like it.
Like it. Salt, you didn't have a choice as Robert is picking you up, uncovering your mouth as he's carrying you up the rest of the way on this zigzag line. Everyone running as fast as you can, trying to get away from this thing. I need you to roll athletics to try and get up this thing very quickly as you're running up very rocky terrain. So you could slip, you could pause momentarily. I need an athletics check from everyone.
Brian,
Dirty
can I
20.
Can I poke
Robert?
Robert's hand with my little pin thing just enough to make him go, and open it?
Yeah,
So I can
absolutely.
get off and run. Cool.
Yeah, totally.
My camera sucks, but that's an natural 20.
Oh, hey, another nat 20. Jason. Fantastic. Let's do it for Robert here. Team, what'd you get?
Dirty,
You got a
dirty
dirty
20.
20.
Dirty 20. Tink.
14.
14. Summer. 3. Salt.
8 plus 7, 15.
15. Everyone runs and legs it as quickly as possible. Summer, quick running, not exactly your thing. Climbing, not really a problem, but running, mostly just the fear of this thing bounding. Whoosh. You can hear it beating like a drum as its giant wings whoosh down below the mountain distract you. It almost feels like you can feel the ground trembling just from the wind beneath its wings as you run as fast as you can to get up the mountain. And in doing so, you slip, fall, and bang your chin against there for a second, stunning you momentarily. Seeing your friends and brother run off ahead. Salt, you do see it happen, so you're not going to leave your
Ryan,
sister here. Yes?
Can I, I'll even burn my inspiration if you'd like me to. Can I get Pepper summoned to try to give her a chance to grab it instead of falling and hitting?
If you want to burn your inspiration, you can.
Done. Burning inspo. So in a flash, as it's all happening, and I'm so used to seeing my sis on her legs, I notice something's wrong, and so an ethereal tail pops up right in front of her that is there to catch her fall.
Okay. Roll a we'll have you roll a dexterity save to see if you can catch her. Salt.
Dexterity save is 14.
Since you burned your inspo, and I gotta do it to you, I do have to give you a GFY.
You want me to reroll?
Yeah, I do want you to reroll.
Why don't we do this on camera? Dun, dun, dun. Is that a good spot?
Yeah, seems good to me.
Oh, that's 20.
Is that a nat 20?
17 plus 3.
Okay,
No.
sounds good. Beautiful. Summer, as you fall, you hit your chin on the ground, stunning you momentarily. However, the ghostly tail of your sister appears in front of you like a ladder rung almost. You grab on with both hands as it kind of drags your feet upwards and off the ground, enough for you to get up and going without struggling to get back up. You don't lose much step from this. You're still the last one in the pack. However, you haven't completely fallen behind as everyone continues to run and go further.
Just gonna mutter, I would have been fine.
As everyone continues to run, you begin to see the summit of this mountain here. As you do so, you top over the crest again, following behind you. Getting closer, no longer drums, but real dragon wing beats right on your heel. As you crest over the top of this summit here, there's almost a plateau built in between 4 large spiky points within here where this dragon's den must be. Inside this den, you see a large collection of giant tree branches to you, however, small tree branches compared to the size of Ithka, the Emerald Plague, making a nest for this dragon here. There appears to be 2 small green scaled eggs in the very center of it. On the side of one of the pyres there appears to be a hole melted into it, but not like the one you saw team before. This one appears to have bits and streaks of silver that kind of glow in the light on one of these pyres. There appears to be a small cave-like entrance where this hole in the side of one of the pyres is. What are we doing?
What do we do?
Does anything look like a star? A star, you know, like the big sun thing, but smaller?
There are 2 eggs. There's a small cave entrance with silver strewn in it.
But we need the stars so we can get the little shiny A's on our lapel-y things.
What do we do?
No,
What do we do? We need to pick.
take the eggs.
Robert looks over at Zinnia, being that you've been always kind of the level-headed one of the group. He's like,
Zinnia, what do we do?
Team, you said there was a small cave?
Yes, lined with silver.
Stars are shiny, silver is shiny. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
To the silver.
Whatever gets us away from these eggs.
okay, you run directly to the cave entrance, correct? Yes, no?
Yes.
Summer has a thought.
I cast invisibility on myself.
Okay, sounds good. As y'all are stopped here at this plateau for a moment, you look. What do we do? What do we do? We go into to the cave. The eggs. Where's the star? Before suddenly deciding, we have to get to the cave. We have to get to the cave. You both, or all of you, run over to the cave as quickly as possible. In doing so, Summer, you whoosh. Brief pause for just a moment. Invisibility, not a 3rd level spell, correct? 2nd level. Okay, just double checking. As you whoosh, suddenly disappear behind you. Salt, you look for your sister. However, she has disappeared for the moment. A trick that you've seen her do before, but it does worry you as you're never able to exactly know where she is on this. As you all run over towards that cave entrance, the moment's hesitation that you had there at the cave entrance costs you briefly. As soon as you're running towards the entrance there, the dragon, Ithka's head, which seems to be as big as Robert is tall, crests over the side before landing on this summit. You all run and jump into this small little cave entrance here. As you do so, just trying to get in there as quickly as possible, not worrying about the consequences. Summer, just real quick, you cast invisibility. Are you also going into the cave? Okay,
No.
That's what I wanted to ask. Right. Zinnia, team, Tinkzel, Salt, Robert, you all run into this cave, and as you do so, this stone is incredibly smooth, like a slide, as you begin sliding down further into this cave entrance. As it takes you down into the mountain, as you fall down, this silver light begins to glow around you, as you don't slide very far, maybe about 70, 80 feet down. The angle is just enough for you not to be able to really control yourself as you slide down, hitting hard into the ground below. Not enough to take damage, but hard into this small spot, which is almost like a funnel down here, where in the ground, you all hit what appears to be a glowing hunk of rock in this spire that's down here. It glows in almost like a hexagon-like cone. The hexagons themselves glowing a bright, bright silver, beginning to pulse down here. It's providing light down at the bottom of what is this funnel-like slide that gets smaller and smaller until all of you, boom, 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 very cartoon kind of clamber into each other down onto the ground, being very, very quiet there for but a brief moment. Summer.
I think we.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
I just whispered, we might have found it. Sorry.
No, absolutely.
Hey, sis, how cool is this?
I think this is it, you guys.
Sis, how cool is this?
Summer.
You all ask
Sis?
around. Summer,
How cool is this?
to cut to you. Summer, you stop as looking very much like Smaug. Ithka slams onto the ground, wings fluttered out, great green horn coming off, the horn about as big as you are and as sharp as your wit, as it slams down into the ground and reaches over before walking over towards the hole where your friends fell down. You briefly pause and hold yourself there. Roll a stealth check at advantage with your invisibility.
Jesus, why can't I find anything? Uh, 21.
21. Beautiful. Right. As you stop and pause there, not moving, as it moves over to the entrance of the cave and the hole, it begins speaking in great, deep common as it... All of you hear and feel the hot breath of this dragon down from the bottom of the hole. You can hear what sounds like drips of near acid rain just from the spit of this green dragon as its mouth is at the entrance of the cave. It says,
"You killed my treasure collectors, my trinkets feasters, my small bidding doers. I will feast on your bones. You will bend to my will, and I will rip the flesh. I will burn it from your very being. Come out. Come and meet your fate. Meet your dinner of Ithka, the Emerald Plague."
before just a huge bellowing dragon-like roar into this cave. I need everybody to make a charisma saving throw that is inside the cave.
Papa? Papa, is that you?
19.
19.
19.
19.
Oh, this is where I'm gonna die.
Tink.
That is a natural 1.
Oh, beautiful. Team.
I haven't rolled it yet. D&D Beyond's refreshing. Hey, that's a 14 minus... Wait, is it a save?
Yes.
Doesn't matter. It's -1, so a 13.
Either way, all of you, even those with a 19, this giant adult green dragon bellows its roar, and in doing so, you have nowhere to go, but you seem to not be able to stop yourself, Robert included, as it bellows out. You all cry out in terror, seeing your life flash before your eyes. You have never been as afraid as you are this moment right here, right now. You are certain you are going to die at the top of your lungs. You all scream, barely being able to hear your screams behind this great draconic roar as it breathes out. Summer, you stand as still as you ever have in your entire life as you see it bellow out. Luckily, it doesn't appear to be breathing its green, acidic breath down into this hole at your companions. As you stand at the opposite tower on the other side, this dragon taking up half of this giant plateau on the top of this peak on its own, you sit frozen and still. What are you doing?
2 things. How big are the eggs?
About as big as you.
Okay. Does it seem plausible that I could pick one of them up?
On your best day at the gym, you're not sure if it's like a chicken's egg. It might not be that heavy. It is scaled and covered in what appear to be similar scales, though much more miniature than the dragon currently, but possible.
Mm-hmm. Can I sneak over to where the eggs are?
Yeah. Roll me a stealth at advantage. Oh,
Drew's face is cracking me up. I'm sorry.
chat is
22.
great. 22. You sneak as best you can. You quickly run to the edge of the nest where the dragon is. The dragon, still in the middle of its great bellow, suddenly kind of echoes as it stops. Its great head turning to the side, looking right towards where you are, Summer, as you quickly jump and hide beneath the nest, not moving at all. Green mist begins to blow out of its nostrils as it walks over to where you are. It sniffs, sounding like a hurricane above your head, as its mouth is maybe 5 feet above where you are at the ground currently.
I know you're here. I saw you, little ratling. I hear you.
All of you can absolutely hear this. This is so loud. Even where you're at, it's like an echo chamber down there. Salt, you think you know where
legging it
Summer
back
may
up.
be. You're going to run back up?
Okay.
Okay. Salt, you climb as best you can. Everyone
I
else,
don't care what's going on with the star. I'm just like, consist.
at the bottom of this slick slide, you suddenly see Salt able to climb on the slickest of surface of rock, climbing his way up this slide here. What are you all doing?
Can I try to follow?
Yeah, absolutely, you can. Roll an athletics check to see if you can. It is a slope, but it is very slick.
Oh no. Oh no, this is 16 plus 4, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As Salt goes up, Zania, you think, oh no, as you bury your claws in the most desperate attempt that you can into the stonework itself, like a lion clawing its way up. Tink, Team, and Robert sit there huddled in a pile down next to this star. Tink, Team.
Dragons, you go talk to it. Tell it
Fuck it.
we'll collect treasure for it.
I'm gonna start climbing up as well.
Tell it we'll be
Robert
collectors.
asks his god what he thinks he should be doing.
As I'm crawling up, I said, I've already died once. Fuck it,
And-
I might as well die for other people this time.
As Tink is talking, she's gonna take the star and shove it in her bag.
Okay, you do your best. It is heavy. I need you to do a strength check to pick this thing up. You are a barbarian. Probably not that hard.
Salt has the hat.
I know I have that. But I'm not there anymore.
Just a regular strength check.
Regular strength check.
21.
21. You, with one arm, open your pack up, slide it in, and throw it right next to the balloon as it kind of slowly rolls itself into the pack. It's heavy. It's going to be a heavy haul down now, but you have it on. Team, I need an athletics check from you.
Yeah. It's a 19 plus 3.
19 plus 3. Same thing. More out of fear for Zania. As Zania goes up there, you think, no. You take a small dagger that you have on your side for when you're skinning game. You just kind of do your best to pull it up, barely getting any connection onto there. You use this to climb your way up. Salt, you run up as fast as you can towards
The
the
second-
entrance of the cave.
I'm out of that entrance. You let me know because I'm not going to stop.
Okay. As you get right to the entrance of the cave, I'm quickly going to check, as I asked chat, what Robert should be doing as he has prayed to his god. One thing the god said is if I kill anyone, they will steal everything that I own and I love. If Robert dies, I'm pouring mica powder in my bed sheets. I'm getting mostly that Robert should try and talk it out. Robert should try and negotiate. So Robert will also try and make his way up there. Robert tries as best he can to shimmy his way up. However, he's not getting near the speed that Team and Zania are. He's going to be coming in very late to the party in this. He's kind of having to do the on your stomach shuffle, pull his way up this very slick slide here. Tink, are you also trying to make your way up now?
Yeah.
Okay, I need a strength check from you. Or athletics, sorry.
15.
15. Same thing. You're a little bit slow to the gun on this as you're trying to climb your way up. You're able to do it, but you and Robert have to basically do the army crawl all your way up there. Summer, you feel this hurricane-like wind that is just him breathing in and out over your body where you stand. You're not sure how he knew you were there from the very beginning, that you were as terrified as the others were. It's doing your best. If he were to roar above you now, there's no way you'd be able to hold yourself off from being able to scream out. However, Salt, as you get close to the entrance of the cave, it kind of turns its head and looks over towards you. It looks at you as you come out of the cave. It seems to have an ability to see outside of just eyesight. As it turns and looks at you as you make your way to the top of the cave.
I can interact with him now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll go, stop! In the loudest rat voice I've ever done. Listen, mate, I'm sure you know what this is. And I lift up the hat and pull out the sun spear.
Ooh, as you pull out the sun spear, as you yell, stop! I'm sure you know what this is. As you hold it out, roll me a persuasion
pops it up
at advantage.
Back down again.
Yeah, Penguin does a quick breath, of course.
You
He's
still
a
have bad
dragon and hides again. I still have your inspo. All right.
1d6.
All right, we're definitely taking the inspo. All right, so that is 19.
All right. Here's where people determine if I'm a straight dick. Because you still have 2 GFYs.
And
However,
you also have 2 GFYs.
I have 2 GFYs. I'll say, for fair enough's sake, chat can go crazy with using GFYs on me, but I gotta use one on you. These are what they're for. So
Do I get to roll both dice again?
Yep, taking the lower number.
Do I still get the bardic number?
You can add the bardic, yes, but you'll take the lower
Wait,
number.
I get to take the lower number this time. Because you gave me 2 rolls, didn't you?
Right. So you
At
take the roller
advantage.
number. Or lower number, not roll. I don't even know.
Okay, so we've gone from advantage to disadvantage. Got it.
Correct.
All right. I'm going with Laura. Come on, Laura.
Y'all can GFY me. That's fine. I have to roll to see if he believes it or not.
That's
And
only
I'm
a 7.
already 100% certain. Yeah, I'm getting GFYs, which is fine.
7
Absolutely
plus
deserved.
3 is 10. I don't have anything else. Just a straight. Oh no, it's hold on. It was deception, wasn't it?
Deception
14.
or persuasion.
14.
You're trying to persuade him to me. But if you want
I'm
to use
definitely more
deception, you
deceptive.
can. Okay, sounds good. Let me tell y'all
14.
what my rolls were. I rolled a 17 baseline without any benefits to it. And then I took a GFY and I rolled a 3. The GFY absolutely mattered. Glad I did those puns earlier for everyone. You're welcome. All right. Salt, as you pull out the sun spears, you say, I'm sure you know what this is. As you can see the dragon's eyes widen like a cat's eyes, focusing intently. As it looks towards you before crawling and getting away from where you are, Summer, and crawling and getting right next to you, Salt, as its head is right there. Xenia, team, as you're able to crawl your way up and get there, you suddenly see Salt standing with a sun spear overhead, about 10 feet away from you as you've gotten closer, and you feel the hot breath of Ithka, the Emerald Plague, as it breathes back down into the hole from where you are now.
It says, what are you doing with Keenak's spear, little rat?
It ain't Keenak's. Oh, hold on. Listen, mate, it ain't Keenak's spear anymore, right?
You won it from him. You slew the champion.
I did more than slew. This was wow, my accent. I'm like the worst Australian ever. Crikey, I did more than slew him, mate. I made him go cry in the corner.
Roll me another deception.
Oh, he was crying when we took it off him. That's not deception.
Crying is a broad term, you know.
All right, deception it is. That's better. 21.
21. Chat, I got a 2 normally. I don't think you need to waste your GFY on that one. As he laughs. As the great bellow shakes the hall down below. Xenia, team, Tinkzel, Tinkzel and Robert, you have to kind of hold on when you're on the edge of this slide. It's just,
You beat Keenak The terrible, the slayer, the gladiator champion, the one who would fight the gods, and took his spear.
Looks like it, mate. Shitting myself at the moment.
Why have
Yes,
you
of
come
course I
to
did.
Ithka's domain?
Well, you see, right, there was this star, but some people call it like a meteorite, but it could be a Vegemite, really. But we're looking for this thing, which I guess is smaller than the sun, but it's bigger than the little dotty things, and it flashes. And we were told to go get it because that way we could like sleep in a tavern without paying, which is amazing. The beds are like so fluffy, right? But yes, sorry, we're come to get the star.
A star from down in that deep, deep hole there, where you ran from me. What sort of champion that wields the sun spear would run from Ithka?
Well, I had to make sure you had it first, mate, right? So I had to go down and see it. Now that I know you're here, I'm coming back to tell you about it. I'm not going to run from you. I'm here. I'm the sun spear carrier.
Team, Zinnia, Tinkzel, and Robert have slowly made their way up to you at this point. You all are just out of sight. Do you want to remain that way? Summer, you are also on the other side of the nest currently.
I don't want to add any more tension that needs to be here. I don't think I'm going to help coming in numbers, so I'm going to hide.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk out,
Okay. Tinkzel?
and in Draconic, because we've been able to listen to this conversation, right?
He's been speaking in common. Yeah.
Okay. In Draconic, I look at him and then say, everything he says is true. And then I kneel to Salt.
Tinkzel, what are you doing?
Tink is not the best at fixing things with words, so she's gonna stay hidden.
Ah, so you're going to hit the dragon.
In the big toe.
Thought I'd ask. Robert was told by his gods of whisper and chatter that he would also try and defuse the situation. So, team, as you stand up and say everything he says is true, Robert says, Robert, overcoming his nature, should Robert lie and say that
He
this
doesn't
is
know how
true?
we got the spear, Ryan. He met us after we got the spear.
This is true.
True.
So there's no real lie.
He has seen those wanted posters, but I'll leave that up to what chat says. Should Robert lie or come up with a different way to convince this?
Can't lie. He's a good boy.
Robert is the good boy of the party. He do be the paladin. What is no lies, no combat, you will die. Absolutely you will. Use your hammer, Serenity, to smash the dragon's big toe. I think that's a great idea. Let's do that. No lies. I'm seeing no lies. He does not know how you acquired it. I will go with that, right?
Yeah.
Robert stands up. He speaks also in Draconic and stands and says,
Green brother, I know not how I came to acquire this, though I know they are some of the most honorable creatures I have yet to meet on this earth. If anyone should wield the sun spear rather than that brute of a gladiator who does nothing for his people, it should be them.
he also kneels down. And Team and Robert Tebow essentially beneath Salt holding up the sun spear with Ithka's great green horn and hot breath in your face.
Safi-chan.
The yeeting of Penguin McCool or the sun spear over the dragon. I think one is cooler.
Why not both?
Why not both? Yeah, absolutely.
Cool, Taffy.
Ithka. Roll a persuasion, team.
Oh no. Dearie dear. Oh. Yep. So that was persuasion. So that's a -1. So that's a 4.
A 4. Solid. Right. You are lucky Robert was with you. Let us say. Ithka gets maybe about a foot away from your face, Salt. It's taking everything in your bones not to run right now. The only reason you're here is to save your sister. As Ithka leans forward, and its great big bloody teeth are about the size of you for each one as it leans forward and says,
Why have you come to my domain? What do you want?
Oh, you're like, got you. I'm sorry. I'll take it a little bit slower. So, big, scary,
What
here,
will
sun
you
speed,
do for
we
this?
need star.
He kind of yells
then.
out at you, like, because salt is the way salt is, right? And so quickly messes with people's minds, let alone this dragon, as he says,
Why do you think you would take my star from me?
You went into space and got it? Holy moly, you have to tell me all about it. That's amazing. We thought it just fell nearby, so we thought we'd come grab it, liberate it, take it for some porridge, all that sort of stuff.
he
But if
yells
you went
out
and got
to
it
interrupt
yourself,
Salt, like,
It fell on my mountain. It's mine.
well, we're cleaning it for you. I'm sorry it fell on your mountain. I can understand your mountain's been pretty well preserved and taken care of. We can even fix up the hole it made. How about that?
it rears back, like, as if taking a deep breath in. Anyone trying to aid Salt here? As Salt recently just said he was coming for the star, now he's saying they're coming to clean it? This doesn't add up in the dragon's head.
Oh no.
I'm taking it slower for you, of course, buddy.
Oh, that makes him happier. I'll give you a point for staying in character, actually, though.
I'm sweating it out of character. Holy schmuck. I mean, yeah, we got this.
Is anybody
It would
aiding him?
help if he knew what to say, but he doesn't know what to say. So, because I, as Drew, also don't know what to say.
Does the dragon look like it's like shitty?
Excuse me? Excuse me?
Drew, is that a thing people say?
Does it look like we've lost him in the convincing process?
As in, like, he's no longer listening? He's taking a deep bellow, if that gives any indication.
I'm gonna
Alright.
have my daggers out, and
Yep.
I'm gonna call from behind and say, "We can all get out of this alive."
That's right, there's two of us.
Oh no.
As he leans over to Summer.
Who
Dragons are
threatened
above
me,
the edge.
young ratling?
Not you.
Look down, buddy. Yeah, down, not up there.
Summer, you're
Look at where
currently
she's
invisible.
standing.
Where are you standing?
Over the eggs.
You quickly jump over. You were not far at all. You run over to the eggs and stand over with your dagger.
Yeah, well, point on the egg.
We can do this the easy
And I-
way or the
Click it.
easier way.
He looks back over to the rest of you at the entrance of the cave before looking over at you, Summer.
No one leaves my mountain alive. Not even the slayer of Keenak leaves my mountain alive.
Summer,
Apparently, all your children.
roll an intimidation.
When we were downstairs in the
Advantage,
bottom
but
part of the
definitely helping
cave,
you intimidate for sure.
what else was down there in the slippy slide cave part?
So everybody was down there. There were those kind of veins of silver that seemed to glow very similar to the star, but it essentially leads down. This was a hole where the star kind of burrowed its way into the side of the mountain. There wasn't hardly anything else in there.
Okay.
22.
22. Okay. I'm going to roll. I have one GFY left. FYI. Okay. As he leans back, puts its head forward.
Remove your blade from my child.
My child's in that hut right there, and he needs to get out of this cave safely.
I flip the hat.
You pull Penguin out?
God, no!
Is that what you're saying you do?
No, I flip the hat. So
Okay.
if he wants to stick his head out, he can.
Okay, penguin pops out. He normally thinks taking the hat off means take a breath as he ah! As he goes right back down and under the hat. As the green dragon pulls back as if to stand on 2 feet before beginning to almost shrink in size. Getting smaller and smaller and smaller before its wings envelop itself and stands up. Out of the wings stands a winged Goliath woman with long green hair and dreads that go all the way down her back, dark tan skin, armor scaled across her shoulders, with an axe with the shape of a green dragon head on its hand. Dragon walks forward towards you. Ithka, now in its humanoid form, walks towards you with its great battle axe in hand. Kind of does the... Even its steps, still heavy, as she steps towards you. Towering over you, nearly 9 feet tall, legs as thick as tree trunks. Looks over to you with its battle axe and looks back to Salt and says, "Drop the spear and leave this place." Pulling its axe up.
That's a great idea. We could trade you the spear for the star.
Looks
It
over
looks
at
really
Summer.
good with your hair.
She says, "Drop the knife." She holds her hand backwards as if asking for something, Salt.
Does it look like...
Towards you all.
All right, I will. I'll say, "Great, one moment," and I turn to everyone behind me and say, "Go on, head off. We got this." Go, 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 go.
Oh,
As Summer looks fucking terrified, but she's playing it cool.
Of course.
team's gonna kind of push away Zinnia, Robert, and Tinkles. Tinkles.
Have you met my Leona
And
friend?
Tinkzel. As you push past them, what are you doing?
Pushing them like out, like away.
To get them to go down?
Yeah, like out of this area.
Robert begins walking, following team, kind of pushing you out and down towards the mountainside, is what I'm getting, or...
Yeah.
Okay. As if to walk out. Zinnia, Tinkzel, he's pushing you. Are you going? Staying?
Reluctantly going, but also... Like, how far is the entrance from where we are now?
So you are at the entrance of the little star spot. The other edge of the cliff to where you could start running down and getting off the peak of this mountain is maybe about 30 feet away.
Team's gonna look to the rest of them and say, "It's going to be okay. Just go."
Tinkzel, what are you
We'll
doing?
Make sure they get out of here.
Yeah, I'll make sure these guys get out of here.
Take the hat.
Please keep them safe.
Sorry, I'm gonna hold on to it still.
Zinnia, what are you doing? You said you're slowly but reluctantly going, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Team, you begin pushing everyone. Robert, taking this as a sign, and begins walking. Robert says,
We will speak of your honor, Ithka, if you honor this.
before walking down the mountain.
And as they get out, I turn around to go back to Salt.
They kind of turn like, what the fuck? What are you doing, team?
I'm going back to Salt.
As Zinnia, Tinkzel, and Robert stand at the edge of this mountain path, are we going down? What are we doing?
Is there a way to like stay near the entrance, but like a part of the cave to like hide behind, keep an eye on them?
You have now moved over to the
Like
other
my
side.
death,
You're
you
at
English.
the edge of this peak here. There is down the mountain, or you can go 30 feet back to the entrance of the cave. If you'd like to move back, you can. Gut reaction?
Gut reaction is like I just want to stand at the entrance and watch them.
Great. Team, as you walk back over to Salt, Zania, you can't help but be here to see what happens. You also walk back over, doing your best to observe. Robert stuck at the edge here. Tinkzel, Robert, seeing his friends back over there. Robert not going to leave his friends here. Just doesn't have it in him to do so as he walks back over.
Well, I was hoping while they were walking out that I would sidewalk to meet up with Summer.
That was what I thought the plan was. However, it seems
Yep.
that people are going back, so they are walking towards you still. Salt, you can still be walking that way. Salt, you begin
I still
walking
like to walk
towards
that
the
way.
nest. Yep.
And I keep looking back at them going,
The humanoid form, the Goliath form of the Ithka, reaches its hand out, is beckoning for something. Salt is right next to Summer.
It really, really feels like we have the upper hand here.
Oh. Yeah, intimidate the dragon. Again.
Also, chat says you have 2 GFYs, Ryan, that one.
I had to. I used one. I have one left, I think.
Got it.
Yeah, because I had used another one. So I should have one now.
Alright.
If not, I'll yield to what chat says.
I rolled a 12.
Okay.
This is a moment where I'd really, like to be able to roll that.
if only you were lucky and the chat guy could control that.
Luck.
Okay.
You're like, yep, see it.
Intimidation. Okay. 22.
22.
It's my sister.
Chat, I got higher than that. I'm going to assume I know what you'd want me to do with this GFY point. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use that there.
So last GFY. We need a pun
That's a regular 4.
from
So-
Ryan. We need a pun from Ryan.
She says, I'm asking you politely, give me the spear, and I will let you go down this mountain.
Have I arrived next to Summer yet?
Yeah, you are right to the right of Ithka. Summer's in front of her.
I grab the hat. I look at the hat and say, "You fucking behave," and I give the hat to Summer and tell her to leave.
No.
She holds the battle axe a little closer to Summer and holds her hand out for the spear. Now,
I put a little bit more pressure on the egg.
she screams out, almost at a dragon's volume from a Goliath, "No!"
Leave, Summer. Leave.
Oh, I'm not going to leave you in a dragon cave.
Go! I've got this. The spear anyway. And my tail sort of pushes her.
Right. So,
And is Summer moving or is she still standing there?
I...
I'm not going to leave you.
Summer's not going to leave. Salt's not going to leave. I have given thoroughfare warning many a time. As Ithka is going to take the battle axe. And she says, "No!" As you're like, "No, leave, go, leave, no. She brings the battle axe up and down and is going to strike once into Salt.
And I am going to lift the spear above me.
Go for it. Okay. You pull the spear up. The spear,
Yep. No idea what I'm doing. I'm just holding it and trying to
trying to hold it
keep it
against.
between me and her.
As you chat saying that you have 1 GFY left, I'll let you use it. This is the last bone to throw. It was higher. It went from a regular 10 to a regular 12. A big dragon, adult dragon, solid hit. As brings down the battle axe, you hold up the spear as if to block it. The spear hits the bottom part of the axe, the shaft of the axe. However, her force is just as he brings it down, chopping into Salt's shoulder. That is 14 points of slashing damage and 13 points of acid damage as it slams into the side of Salt. This green dragon's head axe begins to as liquid pours all over Salt, doing immense damage towards you, Salt, as it brings down the axe heavily into your shoulder. That is over your full health and damage. I need you to make a single death save to see if you at least are unconscious or if you are out.
All right. I will use my. Can I use my inspiration on that roll?
Absolutely, you can.
Perfect. Nat 20.
Solid. As the axe burrows down into Salt, no way. Even Team wouldn't have been able to survive this. Tinkzel, that would have been a heavy blow even to you as you look at this. You can see Salt's arm barely hanging on by strings and sinews as Salt falls unconscious, bleeding out onto the ground as she holds the battle axe there in her hand and pulls it back up and out of your body. As Salt, you fall to the ground, as so does the sun spear, king, 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 clattering onto the ground. What's everybody doing?
I cast Healing Word on Salt.
Okay. From the distance, Zinnia, a ray of red healing flies over towards Salt. Healing him for?
I'm grabbing the spear.
5 points of damage. I mean, 5 points of health, not damage.
He
not
kills
damage.
you.
No,
The opposite
no.
of healing word.
Death by Zinnia.
Salt, you feel this miss just connect the sinews and the strings on your arm, the muscles, the tendons, just pulling them together enough to stop the bleeding as you pull yourself up. Team, you run towards the spear. Before you run to the spear, as it is right next to her and Summer. Summer, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna say, take the spear.
Okay.
Let us go. Just take the spear and let us go. Why did you have to do that? Just take the fucking spear.
She looks at you. I tried! As she leans down and grabs the spear. As she grabs it, Team, you grab it on the other hand with her.
I just stop real quick, and I in Draconic, I say, I need to know one thing. Who was the original owner of this spear? The Blue Dragonborn. Who?
Roll a persuasion, as this is in the midst of...
Yeah,
This
it's
fight.
really shitty time to ask this question, but
Yep.
like Team needs to know, and this is probably the only time he will ever learn. 17.
17. She holds the spear, not letting go in her grip at all. If you're pulling, she looks and says,
No, I'm not pulling. I'm touching.
Qatar of the sun, in a long dead nation to the south. Team, that's so Raven reverse flashback. You kind of fall back inward. Same thing that you've done before on the top of that pyramid. You recognize immediately not only the man standing there with the spear that you saw before. He leans over to all of you and says, "We will make a nation great." As you hear the crowd chanting below, "Qatar! Qatar! Qatar!" at the base of this pyramid. His people in love in this luscious land of the Scorch long before it was poisoned and turned to sand. Your mind comes back to where you once were, now holding the spear, clutching it against Ithka the Plague Bringer.
I let go, and I grab Salt.
She pulls the spear away, holding it in her hand, battle axe in the other one. Looks at you, Summer. Have you done anything to her egg before you just argued with her?
No.
She looks over at you, sun spear in her hand. She drops the battle axe as it falls to the ground, holding the spear. Above you, the clouds near the top of the mountain begin to part. a beam aims down at the top of the mountain. She looks at you all and says, Ithka the Plaguebringer now holds the Sun Spear. Tell those humans, those dwarves, those elves, those adventurers in Ashburn, those along the lands of Elfinvale, those to the far east in Ludrith. Ithka is coming from them. Run. As she whispers in a deep voice, as she holds the sun spear, wings flow up from her back as she flies into the sky. Now you see this dragon begin to form up in the sky, green like it was before, with a golden horn on the top of its face and golden scales on its underbelly as it flies off into the sun and off in the distance to the north, away from you all, leaving its eggs here atop the mountain. As Salt, you are being pulled by Team further away from the mountain.
Let me at her! Let me at her!
As you try your best, Robert comes over, rushes, and tries to pull you up the same way Team does. Robert looks over at you all and says, What have we done? As right there seems like a solid place to stop it for the night.
If I could flip my table, I would flip my table.
Oh man, I hated to do it to you, Salt, but I feel like the last hour was me throwing bones. I gotta do it at some point. But
I was
hey,
throwing bones too.
you're still
You
alive.
guys like me too much.
She just has the sun spear now. Ithka the Plaguebringer. What a name. Love it. Absolutely fantastic. Why is it so silent, guys? Weren't we having more fun?
That was amazing.
I'm stressed. I'm stressed.
Cathar? Was that the name of
Qatar.
the Blue Dragonborn?
Khatar. Qatar.
I know that was a really shitty time to ask that question, but in Team's mind, like, that was one of the few people that would actually be old enough to know who that was.
Was definitely a good ask of this ancient green dragon.
Hey guys, do you think we got the badge?
You think you got the what?
We better have the badge.
I don't know if we're gonna get the badge. We just doomed
Oh.
you.
Oh.
Tinkzel, you will have to report this.
Yeah. But, we get to go back and report it. So there's that.
You
Hey,
get to
But we
report it.
also, we completed the quest. It didn't
You got the
say
star.
Don't free an adult green dragon upon the world.
Optional
With the
is
sun
next
spear.
to the quest. Don't free the green dragon. Shit. Lined off. No longer optional. Oh man, beautiful. It was an ancient green dragon. I may have said adult, but Ithka the Plaguebringer is an ancient green dragon. Now, the understanding of these skull systems comes a little bit more to the forefront of your mind of how dangerous things are. Oh, what did you roll?
Sorry, Jason just asked me to roll a d20, and it was a 20. It was
Another
a
nat 20. Hey, solid. Fantastic. $10 more. Jason, you are totally the MVP of the night, though. Absolutely. What a
We'll
wonderful
call a
thing to
dragon
know.
after you.
Right. As we're talking and finishing things up, last thing we need to do, though, is make sure that everybody gets their last entries and giveaways in for Serenity's dice for Tinkzel's set there. Absolutely gorgeous looking set. So make sure that you can get those. A solid one to remember this night because, hell, I'm going to remember this night. This was fun as hell, dude. Emotional roller coaster or otherwise. Loved it. So make sure you do.
I'm not anxiety ridden right now. Not at all.
It's all right.
No.
Plus 5 pounds in sweat. It's all good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. So make sure you get your exclamation point LUDs in for the last time. Also, as a quick, huge thank you, Serenity, for coming and providing these dice. Thank you for coming on this emotional roller coaster with us and saving Robert with your mechanical balloon. That was so cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go cry.
for having me.
Of course, you're more than welcome back
So
anytime.
glad I could
Absolutely.
save Robert.
Thanks for coming, Serenity.
Chat owes
I'll
you
go
heavily.
cry.
Oh, beautiful. Right. I think we're getting close to time to pull it? We good to go, Brie?
Uh-huh.
This is the most quiet ending to a show that we've had.
I'm
Like,
trying to keep something going, but yeah, it's very quiet.
Okay. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Woo, woo! Drum roll.
Get it.
Entries are closing now.
Entry's done. Let's see who
And
we
our
got. Our winner is Starbuck 9. Hey,
9.
congratulations, Starbuck. Absolutely, Draculin.
Congrats.
Fantastic night all around. Congratulations, Starbuck.
Congrats, Starbucks.
Now, my dudes, and I will get your details. I'm fine.
Remember, it's all in good fun. I hope everybody had a good time and isn't too emotionally wrecked by it.
It's not like Bree and I have the rest of the day to work now.
No.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
I'm wondering if Salt had died, if you would have seen like a new social media manager. Oh yeah, we had to just like a
She
something
just wouldn't do it anymore.
Got on maternity leave early.
She just said, nah, not doing this anymore. Not having fun.
Oh no, that was amazing fun. It was just
Oh,
stress.
yeah.
Beautiful.
I think I wrote 3 times to Bree in our private chat going, I have no clue what we're going to do now. Just like no clue what we're doing. Just total in the moment.
If I do want to pause and say one thing. Remember, this had 3 skulls on the adventure thing. Collecting the guy's chickens had 4.
Right?
Just something to
Right.
remember.
What would that have been?
There's some decent chickens.
What?
Oh, man. Right. Fantastic. That was an absolutely awesome night.
I
Thank you
hope
for
everyone
everybody for
enjoyed
hanging
themselves.
out. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Chat
Great
and
hang.
players
God,
alike.
I am fucking hot.
so much
Oh,
happened
man.
this episode. I'm
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to have to do a recap next week.
oh my
Oh, my
god.
gosh.
Oh no.
Do I do another Salt recap?
If it's me, it's just gonna be Summer crying.
We threw the penguin and then my brother almost died, man.
My penguin, my brother.
Some gnome yeeted penguin into a tree.
Oh my god.
Where's that vodka?
Oh,
Right?
For real.
I was looking for an alcoholic drink this whole time. I was just like, where?
well, thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you so much, Serenity, for joining us on here. Wait, what?
Yes, we
We're
were
still
still
alive.
live, Drew.
Awesome. Cool beans.
Cool.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Serenity.
so
You're
much.
the best.
Much
Thank you.
appreciated. We'll definitely have to have Tinkzel reprise her role for possibly a big BEG fight with Ithka the Plague Bringer. I don't know. Who knows?
Would love to.
Beautiful. We'll make sure it happens. All right. Best of nights, everyone. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week for the exciting possible conclusion of the world. All right.
All
Have a
right.
good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Night.
Bye.